Hey everybody, welcome to the 4K Lowdown. My name is David. This is my buddy Turner Fan 77 joining me tonight. Turner, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. How's everybody else doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Hope everyone else is doing good. We got one guy live on the chat. Let's see. So before we get the all the fine print out of the way, you can follow the 4K Lowdown on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Letterboxd. Um, Turner, go ahead and throw your channel out and your page.
Oh yeah. Well, most of the people know me from Instagram, TurnerFan77 over there. There I post movies. I watch a lot of movies. Yeah. A little bit of sports, Cardinal baseball, a little bit of wrestling every now and then, and what I get. Uh, and then over my YouTube channel, it's very bare minimum. I'm not very good at this YouTube thing. Still trying to get used to it. But I have not unboxings. Usually my collection, like usually do my 4Ks, my steel books, and I'm not done showing my 4Ks. I still got a couple more to film, so that'll be coming soon.
All right. All right. We got green light on. Green light. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for coming, man.
All right. So I called this a town hall meeting. Usually what I do with the town hall meeting, it's recorded. This is the first one I've done live. And what we basically go over is what we watched over the last week. We take a look at new releases and we'll see if we can score some movies live that we've watched recently. Starting off with what did you watch over the past
Oh
week?
yes, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you're talking to me.
Yeah,
Okay, I watched
it's for
The
everybody,
Craft.
but oh
Yeah,
yeah,
The
you got
Craft.
yeah. I heard you got the 4K. What'd you think of that?
I forgot how good this movie was. It's
Yeah,
been probably 15 years since I've seen
I
this
was gonna
movie.
say it's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah. Uh, there was a little issues I noticed right off the bat at the very beginning. It looked funny, and then after that, I realized I went online to look that there's compression issues on this
Oh,
disc, and there, and some of it looks fine. I didn't. I mean, overall, the picture quality is good. Just in those few spots, there haven't. So far, what I've seen online, there hasn't been any mention about a replacement disc or anything.
hmm,
I watched that. I mean, it's a good movie. The 4K transfer, besides those, look pretty good. I watched The Cursed, which you recommended.
yeah,
Um, that was great. We talked about it. The beginning of it was slow, a little
yeah,
bit slow, and then the the middle and the end I really liked. It was, and you were absolutely right. The way they do the werewolf was pretty cool.
yeah,
I liked it.
yeah.
Um,
It was unique. I dug that a lot. And yeah, the beginning of the, like that I said, the first 45 minutes of it was just kind of really slow and draggy and character
yeah,
development and and a period piece. So it's 1900 and
yeah,
there's not a whole lot going on. Everybody's on horse and buggy and it was yeah, it was slow, but
yeah,
you get a little bit here and there and then yeah, all of a sudden like about halfway through it starts really getting
yeah,
good and then by the end really good body count.
yeah,
I yeah, I dug it. I dug how it ended.
yeah. And the
Um,
CG in it wasn't bad either.
no, the CG was pretty good. I mean,
Yeah,
especially with the transformation and everything with with
yeah,
the tentacles and stuff. I dug that a lot.
yeah.
Um, okay, so I want to get your scores on the on Cursed,
Okay.
but when we talked last week, I presented two movies called Better Late Than Never, two movies that I need to watch that I haven't watched yet, and those were 1917 and Joker. And by unanimous vote, Joker was the one that I was supposed to watch, and I did get a chance to watch it. So we're gonna score that one as well
Awesome.
and see my thoughts on that. Which I mean, I gotta say, it was really good. It was a really
Yeah.
good movie.
That movie's. Oh, I love it. I was gonna watch it. When you said, "Oh crap, I want to watch it," I might do that tonight since I'm not getting X.
Yeah, yeah, that was my disappointment. I was like, oh, I'm not getting, dang it.
Yeah.
Um, so What else did you watch
Oh
besides
yeah, I'm
Craft?
sorry.
Anything else?
I watched Rogue One. The 4K transfer on this.
Yeah, you
I
talked
was.
about that last
Oh yeah, I
week.
did, didn't I? I did, didn't I?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It
no,
looks
that's fine.
fantastic. It looks
You were like,
fantastic.
"Oh, Rogue One transfer," and I was like, "Oh, dude, Rogue One
Yeah,
and Empire Strikes Back. If I get any 4K transfers of Star Wars, it's going to be those two for sure."
yeah. I got them all. I had to. I had to get them all slips because I like the slip design.
Yeah.
But my Empire Strikes Back didn't come with a slip, so it looks weird on my shelf. And then I
Oh,
watched Top Gun.
the
Get to
original.
get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you told me that. So I haven't seen the 4K transfer of that. I've got the Steelbook 4K, and I haven't had a chance to watch it. What'd you think of the 4K transfer on that?
It looks good. There's a little bit of grain, but I don't mind grain anymore. I used to be a grain hater, and
Yeah, I got the same thing from RoboCop, but I liked it. I liked the
hmm
graininess of RoboCop. Um, so yeah, I don't mind the grain anymore. I'm expecting it to be clear, but no longer. I'm no longer expecting that.
right. And I used to get irritated when I see a Blu-ray or 4K with grain,
Yeah.
but then I realized, hey, grain is okay.
Yeah, grain is good
Yeah,
sometimes, depending on the movie.
it look
Um,
and the details. I mean,
mhm,
it's sharp. It's a great looking 4K. I
yeah,
recommend it.
yeah. No, I'm gonna watch it before I go see Maverick.
Yeah, you're seeing
Which
it
that
Thursday, right?
I'm gonna see it Friday now. That's mainly for my wife because she has to work Friday morning. So we're not gonna see it Thursday night. We're gonna see it Friday night because she's off Saturday. So we're gonna check it out Friday night,
Yeah.
and then I'll probably review that next week. But
Um,
I'm looking forward to it. So it'll be a late birthday present, but it'll be fun. I'm
and
okay
me and
with
my
that.
daughter are gonna go see it on Friday, and we're
Okay.
gonna do out of. It's a new thing we're doing. We haven't come up with a name for it yet, but we're doing out of theater reaction for movies that she hasn't seen.
Right.
So we're gonna. That's her first one. I know
Yeah.
she has no desire to see it, but I'm taking her and just to get her reaction.
Yeah. We should come up with a name for that. Um. So I'm excited about the show that you and I came up with.
Yeah,
That's gonna be coming up, and we're gonna call that Take Two.
I love that name.
So, um, yeah, I do too. It's kind of cool. Oh, hey, Jared Runner's on. Jared, thanks for
Well,
joining
hey
us, man.
Jared, how you doing, buddy? Thanks
Um,
for joining.
thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
So yeah, so Take Two. Basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the movies that we've purchased or ordered or seen on streaming or whatever over the past month, and just kind of talk about those briefly, and then we're going to recommend two each that we want people to watch or each other to watch if we haven't seen it.
yeah,
I think it could go either way, but I really like this concept. We're going to do a once a month thing at the end of the month. So look for us to
yeah. That's
to
gonna be
put
fun.
that
I hope
out.
everyone um, comes and watches because it's gonna be a fun show.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun show. First one might be a little jagged, but I think
Yeah, we'll
once
find it.
once yeah once we get our feet wet, I think it's
Yeah,
gonna be a really good show. And yeah, I don't know about if we talk about what we bought or and what we've seen new on streaming or and then we can recommend two each or whatever. But yeah, we'll figure it out.
yeah.
I'm sure it'll come together really nice. We all
Jared.
we all have too many movies to watch,
Yeah,
bro. Yeah, I have a shelf that's dedicated to movies I haven't seen yet.
right.
And so yeah, I buy them, they go on the shelf, and then when I get a chance, I put them in the player and watch them, and then I review them, and then they actually go where they go. But yeah, that way I can keep track of what I haven't seen because there's a lot that I haven't seen over the past few years that's just sitting on the shelf. And with thousands of movies, I can't go, oh yeah, I haven't seen 1917. I need to go get that. I'm looking for stuff, that I've already seen that I know that I need to
Yeah,
watch or something brand new that I just ordered. So that's part of the better late than never segment is I want to go back and watch and go through stuff that I know I haven't seen that's maybe a few years old that I need to watch.
yeah. That's a
So
good
I've got
idea.
Yeah, I think
That
it'll be
other
fun,
stuff.
and it kind of gives me the incentive to turn around and watch something that's a couple years
Right.
old. So yeah, without that, I probably wouldn't have watched Joker, and I watched that today, as a matter of
I'm glad you
fact.
got a chance to watch it. Last we
Me
talked,
too.
you hadn't seen, you had a chance to watch it yet.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch it, but yeah, I watched. I didn't watch anything because we went on a trip for an early birthday present for me, so I was gone all weekend last weekend,
Oh,
and I didn't
awesome.
watch anything. So we had our show Thursday. I left for vacation Friday, came back Sunday, and then we talked Monday, and I hadn't seen anything yet.
Yeah,
so
that's right. Yeah.
so so I watched two movies last night, and I watched two today. So
Yeah.
I've actually got something to talk about today. Um,
Oh, and I also watched Chippendale. Um, the
I th-
new
I think
Chippendale Disney.
you told me you were gonna watch
Oh
that.
yeah, I did. Yeah, I
Yeah.
loved it.
What did you think of that? Yeah.
Oh man, it was fun. It was a
Yeah.
fun movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit down and watch that. It's on Disney Plus, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Highly recommend it.
yeah, I'm gonna sit there. I'll probably watch that with my granddaughter, and
Oh, she'll like it. My
yeah,
son loved it.
I think she'll enjoy that. Um, so yeah. So aside from anything else that you watched
No,
over this past week?
um, no. Oh wait,
Okay.
I did. I watched "You Won't Be Alone" on Peacock. Oh, that
Okay.
was good.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I would describe it as a horror, but it's really not. It's got a witch, two witches. I don't want to spoil it because it's
Okay.
different and it's subtitled too.
Okay.
But oh, it was fantastic. I loved it.
Okay.
I hope that gets a physical media release because that'll be a buy for me.
That's neat. So yeah, Jared has just watched Dread and The Invisible Man for the
Oh,
first
great
time,
watches.
and I have
Great
not
watches.
seen The Invisible Man.
What?
I haven't seen. I have it. I own it, but I haven't seen it. That's one of those. I'm like, I haven't had a chance to watch it. But yeah,
Oh man, watch that. That's good.
that's another one. That's like, oh, dude, yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. But Dread, dude,
Oh, Dread's fantastic.
I've got Dread. I bought the 4K Steelbook. That
That is
Lionsgate one.
nice
It's
steelbook.
really nice. Um, so yeah, I haven't seen the 4K transfer yet.
It looks
So
good. It
I'm
looks really
excited to
good.
watch that. But yeah,
Invisible
no,
Man looks fantastic in 4K.
I dug Dread a lot. I thought that was really cool. So that's awesome, Jared. I'm glad you got a chance to watch those.
Yeah. Good two. You picked two good movies.
Yeah, you did. That's a good tag team right there. Okay, so the first one I want to talk about that I saw. Okay, anything else? Is
No,
that
that's it.
okay?
Yeah,
I'm
since the last
interested
time
in
we
that one
talked,
on
yeah.
Peacock. I hope it gets a physical release because I don't have Peacock. So, um, and I should since I'm a big WWE fan myself. But okay, so I watched Wormwood Apocalypse, and I will bring up a better graphic of that. So that's that one. And I'm a big zombie movie nut. Zombie movie. It's a sequel to Wormwood Road of the Dead, I think is the name of it. But it was 2014. And this is 2021, but it just got released. So I have the Blu-ray of that. I got a chance to watch that last night.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I really like the first one. This one, yeah, okay, it's not bad, but it's not great. Um, and then I saw Licorice Pizza.
Oh, I was so hyped to see that, and it was okay.
Yeah, I gotta say I was disappointed.
Yeah,
I
I
I
don't say it wasn't a terrible
it
movie.
wasn't a terrible movie. It was well acted. The
Yeah,
story's great. The cast is amazing.
yeah,
But it what I did not pique my interest. I was
no,
not. I was just kind of yeah. I was kind of bored. I was
yes,
I was kind of bored. I mean, it's got all these critic critically acclaimed,
yeah.
all these awards, all kinds of stuff, and I watched and I kind of went, man, I'm kind of sorry I bought that because I probably won't watch it
The
again.
slip is nice. I'll give it that.
It's a beautiful slip and it's got a nice little poster inside.
Yeah. See, when
And
that first started
I'm
getting,
watching it and I'm like, oh, dude, Sean Penn is in this, and oh,
yeah,
dude, that's Bradley Cooper, and
hmm
The Hunt is
I like
awesome.
that. I like that a lot.
I liked The Hunt.
Hmm.
that was my horror pick of, I think it was 2 years ago. I think that was my horror
Yeah,
movie of the year.
yeah, that's a good
Um,
pick because that's a great movie.
that was fun,
Yeah.
and
Damn it, Jared, I'm gonna have to watch that.
I loved Hilary Swank in that.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, Hilary Swank in a horror movie? What are you, crazy? She was great.
yeah.
She
It was
was
a good
she was
movie.
she was great. Um, so yeah, and then of course I got to watch Joker, and I really liked that.
Yeah.
I had to change the genre of it when I watched after I watched it though. Um, and then I watched Infinite, the Paramount Plus movie.
Yeah.
I watched that on 4K.
What'd you think of that? Oh, we'll talk about that later.
We'll
Yeah.
score it, but I I have good and bad with this one. Um, but I got to tell you, I liked it better than Licorice Pizza. but but I don't think it's going to get it. This is one of the prime examples of um, I can like a bad movie and I can not like a good movie.
Right.
To where I can honestly say that Licorice Pizza I would never watch again,
Same.
but it's a good movie. And I can honestly say I'll probably watch Infinite again because I enjoyed it. I was entertained,
Yeah.
but it's not a very good movie.
Yeah. You know, I felt.
It's there's so many holes. You could drive a truck through the holes in the story, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. There's a lot of holes in that parachute. Um, okay, so I wanted to ask you. I want to get your review on Cursed. Is there
Okay.
anything else you want to review? Like, do you want to
Uh,
talk about the 4K transfer, or do you want to talk about that the Peacock movie? We can review that,
no, because
or
I no, because I want people to. I don't want anybody to
okay,
because it's hard to talk about it without spoiling.
yeah, okay, I get you, I get you. Um, okay, anything else that you want to? Did you want to talk
No.
about the craft, the 4K transfer?
Yeah, let's talk about that. Yeah, we'll talk
Okay,
about that.
okay,
Yeah, we'll
yeah,
do those two movies.
okay, awesome. So, and then yeah, I'm gonna review Joker. I'll review Wormwood Apocalypse, Licorice Pizza, and Infinite, and then we'll go from there. So the craft though, we're just gonna score the 4K transfer,
Yeah.
and then you could say what you gave the movie as
Right.
as a total score. I don't think I've ever reviewed it. I think it was before I started doing the lowdown.
Yeah.
So that'd be kind of fun to talk about. But audio, bass, brightness, and speech. Okay. So, hmm, which one should we do first?
Do Joker,
Uh,
man.
let's do Joker.
Yeah, that's the one I'm really anxious to hear.
Okay. So, talking about Joker, and this is something I've been interested in a while. It's not something that my wife's wanted to watch. Um, and it always seemed like it was going to be really really slow, and it was slow, but it was meticulous in the way that it went. So I can't, um, and that's why I changed the genre of this from fantasy because it's supposed to be a comic book movie. I changed it to a drama because I
Yeah.
feel it's a very dramatic role. I did give comic book references because it's the type of movie it is because it's about a comic book character, but the
See, I
movie is far from a fantasy.
see, I almost think it's psychological
Yeah.
too.
Oh no, it's very psychological. Um, the yeah the it was really it was heartbreaking
Hmm.
what he was going through, and it kind of brought new light to the Joker character to me. And Jared still hasn't seen it.
Is that right?
See,
Jared, watch
I
it.
was the same way. Jared, I was like, I don't know if I want to watch the movie. I knew I wanted to get it because anything that's comic book related, I will get. Um, I'm more of a Marvel fan. I didn't do this to rebel. I've got Captain America shirt on. I didn't do this
I
to
got Batman.
rebel. I didn't do this to rebel, but he's wearing Seahawks colors, so it's kind of a football thing. But I didn't do it to rebel against Batman's release today. I just wore it because I like the shirt. Um, but I don't know, the thing about Joker is, and I'm gonna go to um, the medical condition that he has, and it it put a whole new perspective on him. I don't know if I want to spoil it for Jared. I don't want to spoil it for you, bro. But you know what I'm talking about, right, Turner?
Yep. Hmm.
Okay, so his medical condition, which causes something that he does all the time, and you think that it just makes him crazy, but it's actually he does it because he's upset or stressed out or
No doubt.
sad or whatever, and it that just happens. And it really painted a picture for me for all the other um for all the other Joker, all the other Batman movies with Joker in it. Like, it painted a whole new picture of Heath Ledger as
Exactly.
Joker for me,
Yeah.
and it painted a whole new picture of Jared Leto as Joker, and Jack Nicholson going all the way back
George
to
Romero.
Caesar Romero in the
Yeah, George
series.
Romero.
I was like, dude, I can't not think about that now.
Yeah.
And
I think it
he's
was
got a Doctor Who
genius how
shirt
they
on.
did
That's fine, Jared. I'll forgive you for that. Um,
it.
no, I've never watched Doctor Who.
Me
But
neither.
I just
I've
I've
never.
I was on a UK show the other week, and they asked me about Doctor Who, and I'm like, Doctor what? I don't I don't know
Yeah,
anything
I'm
about
not a.
Doctor. Because they're like, what do you think of the new Doctor Who? And I was like, I have no idea.
I've tried it and I just can't
I,
do it.
I have no idea. I haven't seen an episode ever. So you know, I also have not seen an episode of Game of Thrones, but I own the series. I've just never watched it. I know that I'm gonna like it because I like dragons and I like fantasy, but I've never seen an episode yet. It's just, when I'm ready, I'll binge it, and then I'll go through it in a couple days. But okay, so let's talk about cast. Let's get to the scoring. So we got Joaquin Phoenix, we got Robert De Niro, we got Zazie Beetz. So that's 6 points right there. I recognized Joaquin Phoenix's mom in the movie, but not by name. So that's 7. I recognize Brett Cullen, the person who played Thomas Wayne, but not by name. So that's 8.
What about Mark Maron?
Mark Maron,
Joker.
same thing. I didn't know that was Mark Maron. So that's 1 point.
Yeah.
And there was one other person, but I don't see him in the main. I don't see him in the main cast.
You
But there
said
was
Robert
one
De
other.
Niro, right?
I said Robert De Niro.
All right.
There was one, and it was the first social worker that that
At the
Arthur
desk.
had.
At the desk when it opens up when he's talking.
Yeah,
When they tell him. Okay. Yeah, I didn't
yeah,
recognize him.
yeah. I recognized her. So that puts it at a 10 for cast. I think the I think the acting was brilliant.
Yes, that's a 10.
Joaquin Phoenix was amazing, and I'd put a 10 just for him.
Yeah.
But everybody in the movie did a great job.
Hmm.
So yeah, solid 10 for acting. So let's read the plot, and I can go back. I'm gonna go from the back of the box. Failed comedian Arthur Fleck encounters violent thugs while wandering the streets of Gotham City dressed as a clown. Disregarded by society, Fleck begins a slow descent into madness as he transforms into the criminal mastermind known as Joker in director Todd Phillips' thrilling origin story. I'm in. It's
Yeah.
I, And I bought this because I was like, oh, Joker origin story? Yeah, I'm totally in. It's about how Joker got
Yeah,
started, and it's Joaquin Phoenix, dude.
yeah.
That guy Joaquin Phoenix could take Mary Had a Little Lamb and turn it into an Oscar performance.
Yeah, you could.
He could, and I got to tell you and this kind of goes back to the acting. If I could give this an 11, I would,
Yeah.
because this that the special features on the Blu-ray were amazing because it talks about how Joaquin Phoenix transformed into the character and that how flexible he was, that he would come out and do, so many different takes of the same scene and he'd do it a different way every single time.
Oh wow. I haven't watched the special features on it.
Watch the special features. They play exactly like the movie. So you get the music that goes with it and you're watching him and he's on set and he's kind of dancing a little bit and he's starting to put on his face paint and he's doing stuff and then they do this one thing where they just talk about that the one scene where he comes out on Robert De Niro's show at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to spoil it for you, Jared, but he comes out. But just that one part where he comes out, and it's in the trailer too. The curtains opens up, and he's all
Yeah.
doing this bit. They have him doing it so many different ways because he came out like I must have seen like a dozen or so different ways that he came out, different emotions, different levels of excitement. Anywhere from being serious to playing to the crowd to coming out through the window behind Robert De Niro
No.
and surprising him, and different ways that he approached the Dr. Sally woman that was on the show as well, from shaking her hand to dancing with her, and just it was just amazing, just the different transformations, different levels of transformation that he went through. So yeah, I would, if it was just on Joaquin Phoenix's acting alone, it would be an 11.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna interrupt you here, and I don't mean
Yeah,
to, but his acting is so good. I just watched Come On about a couple weeks ago,
right. You told me about that.
and oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
so good. He's so amazing
Oh,
in that
he's good.
too.
Yeah, he can
Yeah.
he can act his way out of anything. It's I go back when we talked after last Thursday's show. You told me about Come On, and I told you about Ladder 49 and
Yeah.
Gladiator and all the way back to
Yeah.
all those. It's just everything I've seen him in. He's been amazing.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, he's a great actor. He's an amazing
Yes.
like top tier dude for sure. So anyway, going by the plot, and I'm not going to give it a 10, but I'm going to give it a 9, strictly because it did not make me watch the movie right away. So, but the plot still made me buy it. So now the ending of the movie, um, not to go into too much detail, but the ending of the movie, I think, was a true origin story to the Joker. It really kind of, you know, with the way the town reacted, with what he did, and with how the town, behaved toward him,
Yeah.
and also leading to what happens with Thomas Wayne and his wife, leading to Bruce Wayne becoming
Yeah.
Batman. All that ties in together in the end. So I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah.
So I'm at a 10 for the ending.
That's a satisfying quote unquote
It
comic
was.
book
I
movie
was
ending.
like, yes, that's everything that I wanted.
Yeah.
I don't know why I wanted it, but I wanted Bruce Wayne's origin to tie into Joker's. I
Yeah.
wanted it.
I didn't know I wanted it either.
I
I
didn't know I
just
wanted it either, but I was like, that was beautiful.
hmm
Um, and I thought that way was much better than the Michael Keaton Batman.
I'm not a fan of those at
Um,
all.
I I'm a fan of them. That's like that's like my time period.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm not a fan of Batman's origin story in that way tying to the Joker,
Oh yeah,
as opposed to this way.
yeah.
So I thought this was much better. Okay, so let's talk about story. I think the story is amazing, but it was slow. It
Hmm.
was very methodical, very detailed. You have to pay attention
You
during the
definitely
movie
do.
because you get things in the movie that you're not expecting. Like I got to give the whole thing with Zazie Beetz' character. I didn't know what was real and what wasn't.
Right.
So it made it really interesting to watch, but it did leave me with questions. So I'm not full marks on the story, but I did like the story. I thought it was solid. So I'm going to give the story an 8.
I would agree with that.
Nice. Okay, so now we're talking about a drama. And does that sound good to you? It's a drama more so than it's a fantasy
Yeah.
movie. Yeah. So that's what I thought too, but I do want to tie into the comic book. So with dramas, the first thing is my interest in the concept, my interest in the movie itself, and that was solid. Again, I'm not going to give it a perfect score, but I'm going to go 9 because I was very interested in the Joker origin story. I did want it. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it afterwards, and I think that's part of the reason why I waited so long to watch it. So I'm going to go with a 9 there. Um, the next thing is the script, and I thought the script was brilliant. The way that script was written was
Todd
monster.
Phillips is amazing.
Yeah, so that's a 10 for me. And the filming or the cinematography of the movie was really, really good. I'm not at a perfect score there, but I'm definitely at a 9. An argument could be made for a 10,
Hmm.
but I'm not quite there. I'm like 9.4. was like I'm like it's like it's almost 9.5, which would make it a 10. But there were there was just I think there was just one scene that I didn't like how it was filmed, and I think it was the subway scene.
Oh, at the beginning.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
the and him running out and chasing,
Yeah.
and I was just okay. It was making me dizzy. There was some I understand why
Hmm.
he did it. I get it. Didn't wasn't my favorite thing, and I thought the angles were neat, especially inside the subway. I
Yeah.
thought the angles were really cool, but the whole with the subway moving and you seeing the tunnel, that messed me up. When they got out and they were all running, that messed me up. So yeah, I think that was my only issue I had with the cinematography. But I gotta say, for this movie, how dark it was, um, um, psychologically dark. Batman was darker.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really interesting. Okay, so now for a comic book movie, I like its basis in a comic book. How comic book did it feel? And unfortunately, it didn't feel like much of a comic book. It felt like a full-on movie with a guy that just happened to dress up like a clown.
Right.
So I'm gonna give it a good score, but not a great score. So I'm gonna go with a 7 for that. I was kind of thinking of a 6, but I think I'm gonna go 7. And then how funny it is, and the humor of a comic book, and this is kind of different. With Marvel, I expect humor. With DC, I don't. I don't expect humor. I expect it to be
Right.
dark. I expect it to be
Hmm.
um, grimy. I expect you to want to take a shower afterwards, and I got that.
Yeah, definitely.
I definitely wanted to take a shower after it. Um,
Hey,
so
man,
yeah,
I'm
go.
sorry to interrupt, but can I step away for a second? My son is crying.
No, go
So,
ahead.
I'll be right back. I'm
No
sorry.
problem. No problem. I'll just talk to myself. It's fine. So while Turner fans away, I'm I'm looking at, because it's a DC comic, not a Marvel comic. Am I looking at the humor? But there was humor. Robert De Niro had humor. Um, there was humor. Joaquin Phoenix's character with Arthur Fleck, he had humor. He tried to be a stand-up comedian. He tried to be funny. He was trying to be a clown. Um, there was some interesting little things that made me chuckle a little bit, but it was more like made me feel sorry for the Joker, made me feel sorry for Arthur Fleck than actually laugh.
Right.
So that was I was trying to make that point with that, and yeah, Jared, I always talk to myself too. It's the only way I
Yeah,
can
I
get
do
the
too.
answers that I want. Um, so so yeah, I was talking about the funny parts of the movie, and there are funny parts of the movie. There's, Robert De Niro's doing his late night talk show bit, and he's funny. There's some, Joaquin Phoenix is funny in parts,
But it's
but
not like
it's
a
not,
comedy.
it's not,
It's hard
no,
to
it's not,
describe.
it's hard to describe. It's funny, but it makes me feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
It makes me sad. I'm like,
Yeah.
he's he's laughing and he's making a joke about himself, but his joke is harsh on
Yeah.
himself. Um, so I don't know if I want to. I don't know how I want to score that.
Yeah.
Um, Now, if I'm going by DC standards, then I want to talk about how dark the movie is instead of how funny it is. So I'm going to go based on that, and it is a very dark movie,
Yeah, it is.
and it's psychologically dark, but it's not visually dark, and
No.
I enjoyed that about the movie. Usually with with DC, especially something Batman derived, you get a lot of just darkness in general, where everything seems dark. It seems nighttime all the time. And this, you can actually see when it's daylight.
Yeah.
There's actual sunlight in places. It's never shining on him during the movie. And I thought
Yeah.
that was an interesting point. The sun never shined on him in the
No,
movie.
it didn't. No, it
And
didn't.
I felt that
Yeah.
in in the way it did. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 9 for how dark it is.
Yeah.
Because for humor, it would have probably been a 4, and it doesn't deserve to have that score
No,
because it's not meant to be a funny movie.
not at all.
It's
Not
not
at
meant to
all.
be funny. If I'm watching Avengers or Shang-Chi or something like that, yeah, I want humor, I want
Yeah.
jokes. But with this movie in particular, or Batman, for example, I'm hoping that's Batman behind me. But if you know, I those are darker movies,
Yeah.
and I think that's what the score should reflect. Okay, so let's do this. 20, 29, 39, 47, 56, 66, 75, 82, 91.
That's a good score.
That's a really good score.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a really solid score.
I'm just glad you finally watched it.
Me too, bro. I mean, you you put me on this one. I mean, I knew I wanted to watch it eventually, but Jojo Rabbit, you put me on that one. Really liked it. I gave you
Love Jojo
Cursed.
Rabbit. I liked Cursed. I
I
did.
gave you Cursed. Let's score Cursed. Let's see what you thought of Cursed.
Okay.
So first of all, the cast, and when I talked about it last week, there's not. Oh wait,
I
I
did.
got I got
Oh,
a
sorry.
picture of the Joker, and I wanted to show that. Um,
Oh, I love that scene.
that was it was amazing. It was just I'm I'm having a hard time deciding whether I would see this again. Is the only thing with Joker. I think I would, but it would be if someone in my family hasn't seen it yet, I would put it in and say, dude, you
Upgrade to
got to watch this
4K and
one.
watch that.
Yeah, I would get the 4K of this, and I
It
have
looks
this.
fantastic in 4K.
Yeah, I have this policy where if I give something at least a 9 or a 90 on my lowdown score, then I will get the 4K. So I will buy the 4K for this eventually.
Yeah, definitely do.
All right, so let's talk Cursed.
I like. I mean, for the most part, I liked it.
Cool. So let's talk about cast. Did you recognize
No,
any of the cast?
nope. I mean, I knew
Yeah.
that one dude from Logan and uh, that one show on Netflix, Narcos. He was in Narcos. I think it
Oh,
was
okay.
Narcos, the
Yeah,
first season.
I haven't seen that, but yeah. Um,
But that's the only
did
person I recognized.
did
I
you
didn't
know
even
him
know his
by?
name.
You don't know
Nope.
his name? Okay. Did you
Mm-mm.
know Kelly Riley, the wife?
Nope.
Nope. Not even by
Mm-mm.
face. Cause she
She
was
looked
in.
familiar, but
Yeah,
I
she was
didn't know
in.
her.
She was in Sherlock Holmes. She's John Watson's wife.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's where I remembered her from.
Hmm.
I did recognize Alistair Petrie, but not by name, and I couldn't tell you where that was from. Um, I'd almost call this a foreign movie because a lot of these were, British or European actors.
Right.
Um, so that by itself would give it just an automatic 4.
Yeah.
So we'll go with that. Um, okay, what do you think of the acting?
Most part, I'd give it a solid eight,
Good. Yeah,
eight,
I
nine.
dug the acting. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with that. Um, okay, let's read the plot. I could grab the case, but or I can read it from IMDb, or you have the case with you. Do you want to read it?
It says a once peaceful remote country village is under attack, but by who or what, no one knows. Villagers spread rumors of a cursed land, supernatural forces, and even demonic creatures as the disappearance and killings continue. Pathologist John McBride arrives to investigate the danger, only to discover something much deeper and more sinister than he ever could have imagined.
Nice.
To be honest, that wouldn't make me buy it.
Yeah,
No.
it did for me. It gave me Brotherhood of the Wolf vibes. So I really like that. But would you score that on a 1 to 10?
Just on that alone,
Just
I'd
on
go
that.
four.
Okay,
A four.
that's fine. What'd you think of the ending?
Um, I was happy with it. I liked. I didn't see that coming. To be honest, I didn't. Um, I think I would give that an eight
Okay.
because I was like at the beginning. I was like, why are they showing this if it takes place? You know. I was like, oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Then it all kind of makes sense. You're like,
Hmm.
oh, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Okay. Story. How'd you think about the story? How it came together, beginning, middle, and end?
I'd give that a nine.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good score.
I really did.
Yeah, I dug the story, especially how you get little by little. It
Yes,
starts off slow, and then
but I
it
get
starts
why they
building.
did it.
Yeah, I get why they did it too. And then it just kind of, yeah, it builds up, and then the last 20 minutes or so is just
Yeah.
there's all kinds of blood and guts, and it's great. Okay, So scare factor as a total as a scary movie, how would you rate it on a 1 to 10?
I'd say a five, four or
Okay.
five. But I want to put a little asterisk by that is because we talked about the movie,
Hmm.
and I knew kind of where the jump scares, the quote unquote jump scares, were coming.
Yeah.
So it wasn't.
So you expected them. You,
Yes,
you saw it when it was going to happen. Yeah.
yeah.
That and that's where spoilers kind of mess you up. But okay, so let's talk about the jump scares. How
I
how were the jump scares in the movie? I know
They
you
were okay.
expected them, but
Yeah, the one I
on a
liked the
1 to 10, what
most,
would you? Yeah.
1 to 10, I would give it a probably a five, six.
Okay. Let's go 6.
Yeah,
Okay. So you said one in particular that you
is
liked?
when they're in the wine. I think it's the wine where the grapes are, where they're she's that maid is with she's doing. I don't even remember what she's doing, and she sees the dude laid over like the tree or the bush or something,
Uh-huh.
and then the creature jumps out and kind of bites her neck, and she takes off running, and that's my favorite part of the jump scares.
Nice. Nice.
And then when you, and I do like the when the lady's doing the laundry because you told me about that,
Yeah.
and I like how that was done, and
Yeah.
I like the shot when they pan out the camera and you
Uh-huh.
see the blood on the sheet. I thought that was kind of cool. I like
Yeah.
that shot visually.
Yeah.
That
I
was a
thought
good
that was kind
choice.
of cool. Yeah. There was another wide shot that I really liked where they show the one girl getting in the water as
Yes.
the
Oh, I
tentacles are going
love
around her,
that.
and they pull back, and then it's like she gets pulled into the water
hmm That was a great
by the
shot too.
tentacles. That was really neat.
hmm
Um,
It gave me, I ain't gonna lie, it gave me Venom vibes.
yeah. No, I'm down for that. Yeah, that gave me
Yeah.
Venom vibes too. Yeah, I totally get that.
Oh, and
Um,
there's when he's looking at whatever the virus, whatever you want to call it, in the magnifying glass. I thought that was cool too. I like that.
right. Nice. Okay, so that kind of brings it to the special effects. What'd you think of the special effects of the movie
I thought they were great
on a one to
for
10? You said the CGI looked good.
yeah. I was surprised. This surprised me.
Yeah,
The gore looked great.
yeah,
The the, the computer animated looked great.
yeah.
I'd give that an eight. I'd give it an eight.
Okay. What'd you think of the monster, the
Oh, I
creature?
loved it. I loved it. I liked the way it looked. It wasn't the same old when you
Yeah,
come to a werewolf movie. Um, I'd give that a nine.
nice. And then the last thing is the bodies or the kills.
Oh, they were great, especially when I got to
Yeah,
the church
yeah. When they
and
got to the church and was jumping all over the place, and yeah, that was pretty
and
cool.
it wasn't a kill yet, but
Mm,
when that redheaded kid is standing outside and he sees the grass and he sees something coming
yeah,
and it kind of like darts by him,
yeah,
and yeah, I like that too. That was
yeah.
pretty cool.
That was a pretty good jump scare for me because I was like,
Yeah,
I saw the thing in the grass, and then they changed the camera angle, and then phew, it
yeah,
goes. I was like, oh, okay, that was
that was
cool.
pretty cool. Yeah.
So there's a picture I want to show, and I snapped this from the trailer because there's not a whole lot of pictures out there for this movie. So this is one of my favorite scenes, and it wasn't a kill necessarily by the monster, but I wanted to show that
Oh yeah,
because, I mean, he got bit, he was about to
yeah,
transform, so he sets himself on fire,
yeah,
and I just how that was done was really cool.
yeah. It was.
So he just like this, and he's telling, "Take care of my family." Boom, and he's all, and he's all
Yeah, and his scream.
screams, and his
Yeah,
body's flailing, and he falls over. I was just,
that was cool.
that was a really good scene, and again leads to the special effects. I thought the special effects are really good. Okay, so what would you give the kills on a 1 to 10?
I'll give it a nine.
Sweet.
That church thing was pretty cool when they're
Okay,
all locked.
awesome. You're at a 70.
Oh, I think I gave it a three out of five on
Yeah.
My letterbox. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's usually like well, it'd be like a 60.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. But
So 70 would be more like three and a half. But
see, when a movie's for me on letterbox when it's a three, I liked it.
yeah,
Um, that's
yeah, well, that's
I
just
liked it.
yeah, well that's cool because that's kind of a general like yeah, I
Hmm.
like that. I'll give it a three. But yeah, with this, you took in all the aspects, and you're still pretty close to that.
Yeah, I would
So
definitely watch this again.
yeah, I'd see it again. I think
Yeah.
because I totaled it as at an 85 last week, but I actually messed up my calculation. I actually gave it a 75. I don't know
So we're
where the
pretty
extra
close.
10 came from. Hmm?
So we're pretty close.
Yeah, so we're pretty close.
Yeah. And the price for this is definitely worth the value you get out of the movie,
Yeah, yeah. Did you get it
in my opinion.
for 12
12,
or yeah
yeah,
12.99?
12.99. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got. Yeah, it was well worth the price.
Yeah.
All right. So let's take a look at. Did I just get a? I got a message from somebody. Oh, maybe not. Um, hmm. What shall we take a look at next?
Do
I
your other
know.
movie.
What's that?
Do your zombie movie.
Okay. So, Wormwood Apocalypse. Pachow. So I I liked the first one, so I blind bought this one, and this was kind of a had a little bit of a Mad Max feel to it. Um, little, it was definitely Australian, and there were all these souped up souped up armored cars that they're driving around and killing zombies and um, there's a dude doing experiments on them trying to find a cure and they're looking for what's called hybrids and they're like these zombies that haven't fully transformed so they're still human but they have trouble so they take like this they get like a little bit of blood in their system and they can change back to human. And so this doctor who's doing experiments on them is trying to get these hybrids so they can try to develop a cure. And other than that, it's just a whole bunch of zombie kills and people killing each other and lots of blood and gore and car crashes and stuff like that. So it was fun. It was all right. So let's let's take a look at the cast on this because I didn't recognize anybody. Like I said, it's an Australian movie. There was nobody that looked familiar. I can't exactly. I think there was one person that
I've never
I
heard of it.
that I kind of recognized. Um, it's got to be her. But yeah, I couldn't tell you what else has she been in. um, yeah, yeah. No, I don't recognize her. I think she was in the first Wormwood movie, and that's probably where I remember her from. So
Yeah.
no points there. I'm gonna give it a straight four for the cast because it's Australian. I didn't recognize any of the actors. For the acting, yeah, not really. The acting's not that good. But for the cast, I they did better than for people that I don't recognize. I thought they did pretty good. Um, and it's a zombie movie, so what are you gonna get? I'm gonna give that a five. Okay, let's read the plot, and I'm gonna read this from the box. Reese is a soldier and a hunter who lives in the zombie infested wasteland. His job is to capture civilians and deliver them to what's left of the military and the brutal Surgeon General. When Reese captures a half zombie, half human named Grace, he comes to believe she is the key to ending the apocalypse. With the help of her sister Maxie, he works to free Grace before she is subjected to horrible experiments.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I, to be honest, I didn't read this. I, I saw the title and I went, "Oh, is that a sequel to Wormwood? I'm going to get that because I have the first one and I like the first one." I blind bought that back in 2014. So, yeah, but by reading that, I'm just like, "Okay, but zombies I'm in kind of." So, I'm going to give the plot a 6.
I like zombie movies.
I like zombie movies. I dig them. I've got probably, I don't know, 150 200 zombie movies. Um
Nice.
so talk about the ending of this, and it was all right. There was a lot of blood. It was, people dying. It was exactly what I expected. It happened exactly the way I expected. So, but I got what I wanted out of it. So I'm gonna give that a 7. Eh, no, I'm gonna go 6 because
What? What?
it still wasn't well acted, but um, and the story wasn't very good. There were all kinds of problems with the story. I had a lot of questions all the way through the movie. Mainly, how does this tie into the first one? I don't understand. The only similarity is that it's happening in Australia. It's the only thing that I got, and I think there's this girl right there. I think she was the only one from the first movie, and that's why I kind of recognized her. Um, so I'm gonna go 4 for
Oh,
the
excuse me.
story because I wasn't too happy with the story. Now we get into the scare factor of it, zombies, and the zombies were interesting, and it was I don't think they were that scary. I'm gonna go for a 5. I think for the scare factor. For the jumps, I think they were a little bit better because going through and there's a zombie laying down that grabs their ankle and things like that. They did a couple of things with that, and with the zombies hanging on chains and stuff, making them move
What?
really fast.
What kind of zombies were they? Were they the 28 Days Later zombies or the Walking Dead zombies?
They were kind of a mixture. They weren't fast, but they weren't slow. I would say they were closer to Walking Dead zombies. But the weird thing about it is they showed this throughout the movie is they expelled this gas from their mouth, and they used this gas to power their cars. So they would actually grab zombies and store them in their car with masks on, and their breath would power the vehicle.
Oh, that's odd.
Really? It's weird.
Yeah.
So I'm watching this in the beginning of the movie, and you see the zombies all moving around, and they're a little bit faster than Walking Dead, but they're not quite 28 days later. Um, and they're CGIing this green breath, this green exhalation that keeps coming out of these zombies. And I was like, okay, what the heck is that about? And then they're 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 using the zombie breath as electricity. It powers their cars, it turns on their lights, it powers the Surgeon General's, it powers all his equipment. And then when the zombie kind of runs out of gas, I guess would be the word for it, to where it doesn't want any meat anymore, it doesn't expel any more gas. So, like, if they realize that they're not getting the car's not going anymore, then the zombies, I'm not going to say dead because it's already dead, but the zombie's not producing any gas. So they check it by holding meat up to it, and if the zombie doesn't go for it, then the zombie's not of any use. So they throw the zombie away and they grab a fresher zombie that's expelling the gas and they hook him up to the car, and then that becomes the new the new gas
Oh,
tank.
I ain't gonna lie. That
It's
sounds kind of intriguing.
it's it's interesting. It's new. It's
Yeah,
unique. It's something I didn't
never
expect,
seen
and
that
it was
before.
not something I remember from the first movie. I'm gonna go back and watch the first movie again, um, because I remember there's a semi truck and some other stuff in that one, but yeah, that was 2014, so I haven't seen that in a while. But yeah, it was really odd what they were doing. So but I gotta hand it to the special effects. The zombie effects were pretty darn good, and I'm gonna show a picture of that.
Oh yeah.
Um, I liked the zombie effects. The CGI on the breath was actually looked pretty nice. The their equipment and the cars and stuff were all grungy like Mad Max style. All the cars looked like Mad Max with the armor plating nailed on and um, the the stock side boosters and things like that. And then you got the zombies who are kind of the gasoline for the cars and powering everything because there's no electricity in this place. So I guess they figured out that the breath of the zombies can actually, like, it's methane or something. They can actually use it to power the car. But that's one reason why I didn't like the story, because they never answered that.
Yeah.
They never said what that was for. And maybe they did in the first movie and I'm just supposed to carry that with me, but I don't remember that from the first film. So anyway, but I dug the special effects. I'm going to give the special effects an 8 because I thought they did a pretty good job with that. And this brings me to the zombies themselves. I thought the zombies were really good. I'm going to go ahead and give that an 8 as well.
Because that picture you just threw up there, they look pretty good.
Yeah, the zombies look good. All the zombies look good in the movie, and they were all different stages of decay, and the special effects on them are really good. Um, and then the last thing for a zombie movie that I like is the gore, and it was pretty bloody, arms coming off and
Oh
bites
nice.
and blood splatter, and it was solid. So the gore I'm gonna give, you know what, I'm changing the zombie to a 9 because I like the zombies a lot, and the gore is gonna be a 7 because the one thing that I want in a zombie movie, and it's kind of, I call it the Day of the Dead factor, is I want to see intestines. I don't know why in a zombie movie, but I want to see a zombie pull out intestines and eat them and stuff. I don't know why, but I didn't get that in this one. So that bugged me a little bit. It's that's not It shouldn't be a deciding factor, but it is for me because if I'm watching a Romero movie, any Romero movie or Walking Dead or anything like that, there's always like intestines, and they're pulling intestines out and they're eating them and stuff like that, or someone's intestines are
Yeah.
hanging out, and I want that. I want that gore, and I didn't get that.
See, I'm not a gore guy,
Hmm.
but I have to have that in a zombie movie. That's the only thing
The
I have
only
to
the
have
only
that.
Yeah, the gore has to be in the zombie movie because
Yeah.
they shouldn't care how bloody the
Right.
movie is.
Yep.
I'm like you. I'm a fan of gore to a certain extent. If it's just gore for being gore, if you're just trying to gross me out, I don't want
I'm
it.
done. Yeah.
I don't want it. Um, Somebody recommended a Serbian film to me way back when, and I was like, I watched part of that movie and I shut it off. It was just all you were trying to do was make me vomit.
Yeah.
So no,
I don't like vomiting. No.
I don't like that. You give me a story, give me a point,
Give me a reason for it.
give me a reason for it. Hills Have Eyes, Wrong Turn, I'll take those. The gore in there works because
Hmm.
they're mutants or crazy people or whatever. Um, you give me a really good serial killer movie, like there's a Korean movie called I Saw the Devil. The gore in there is brilliant.
Is that
There's
the
a
same
friend.
guy that did Parasite?
Oh, I'm sure
No.
it is. It definitely looked familiar, but it's the same. I thought it was the same guy that was Storm Shadow,
No, oh, I'm thinking of the director.
the
I'm
director.
thinking
Yeah. No, I think it was the same director.
because I loved Parasite.
Oh, Parasite was great.
Mm-hmm. It's Ben John. I'm terrible at names.
I yeah, I couldn't. It's Korean. I'm gonna butcher his name
Yeah.
if I go. Okay, Ji-wook Kim,
Okay, that's not
Ji-woon
him.
Kim, Ji-woon Kim is the director of
No,
I
that's
Saw
not
the
the same
Devil,
one.
and no, he did The Good, the Bad, and the Weird, Tale of Two Sisters. Um, yeah, no, it's not the same guy.
Yeah. As soon as you said that name, it wasn't. I recognized it wasn't.
Yeah.
But if you haven't seen Parasite, definitely give that one a
Oh
watch.
yeah. Oh yeah. I've watched Parasite.
I
That
own
was
three
good.
copies of that. It's so
That
sad. I
was a good
own.
movie. But Parasite, the person who directed Parasite is the person who directed The Host, Bong
The
Joon Ho.
Host. Yes.
Yeah. So have you seen that?
Hmm.
The Host, the monster movie?
The one with the it takes place in the harbor. Or am I thinking of something else?
Well, there's definitely water involved. There's like a bay or something, and there's a bridge, and you see the creature, and it comes out of the water and attacks people.
No, that's not the same one I'm thinking of. I'm thinking this one's like a parasite thing, but that's not the one I'm thinking of.
Oh, now this is I'm gonna pull up a
Well, I'm thinking of the
picture.
harbor. I think that's what it's called.
There's one called the Bay.
Maybe that's it. That's what I'm thinking of.
Um, that one's good. It's about Chesapeake Bay and this parasite that like infests
Yeah,
people, and they start
yeah,
killing each other and dying off and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's the one I was thinking of.
But yeah, no, the host is Korean monster movie, and it's really good. If you get a chance to see it, directed by the same guy who did
I'll hunt it
Parasite,
down
hunt it
because I like
hunt
that
it
guy.
down. Look for that because yeah, that's one of the best. Um, I don't even want to call it found footage, but it's kind of found footage like to where you're kind of seeing it from the people's angles, and it's like they're they're all by the side of this. I I think more like a river or a bay or something because there's a bridge that goes across and they're on the side and this family is like selling stuff, like making food and selling food to all these people and the dad's just walking along the side of the river and all of a sudden behind him you see this creature get out of the water and start knocking people over and he's just walking along and he goes turns around and looks back and he's like and he's run he just takes off running and this monster is like just throwing people and it's just
I'm gonna
really
have to hunt
cool.
that down.
It was really cool. Um, so yeah, it was 2006 when it came out. I want to show you one of those posters so you can look for it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna grab it. My granddaughter wants to join the show. She's reaching her hand in, and my daughter goes, "No, let Grandpa do his thing."
I know my kid wouldn't. He was throwing a fit in bed. He wanted me to come cover him up. That's why I said, "Oh man," I could hear him, and
Yeah.
I said, "Oh,
So
yeah." I'm gonna have to find that.
yeah, look for that. I definitely recommend this one.
Okay, I'm trying to hunt that down this week.
Um, all right, so I've got yeah, Wormwood Apocalypse done. 9, 15, 21, 25, 30, 44, 53, 60.
Okay, now you gave it a 60, but my question to you is something
Mm-hmm.
I always wonder when we buy all these movies. Now, the
Mm-hmm.
price you paid for that movie, was your entertainment, would you entertain for the price that you paid for that movie? Or was the value there of the,
I I think I could have waited for the price to drop. I think I should have. It wasn't quite worth the money I paid for it.
yeah. See, that's
I
always
I should
fascinating
have
to me
I
because,
should have waited. It was entertaining. It's good for me to have as a zombie movie, especially to go with the first one, but it was not worth the money I spent.
yeah, that's the question. I couldn't get the words
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, no, it wasn't worth what I spent for it cuz I paid 15 and I was much happier with Cursed paying 12.99 for that.
Right.
This one was 15.99 or 14.99
Yeah.
and it's worth maybe 10.
See, they trick us with that $15 price. Like,
Yeah.
oh, $15 ain't bad. I'll get it. And
Yeah.
then when you get home, you're like, what the hell is this?
It's like, "Oh, what did I just watch?" I got to
Yeah. See, I did that with the turning. I think I paid $10 for that on Black Friday one Friday. And I watched it and I was like, oh man, this isn't worth $10.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel that way about licorice pizza. I feel I spent too much money for that. But I was like,
I was so
that was
disappointed with
the
that.
that was the critically acclaimed movie. Everybody was like jonesing for that one when it came out, and I'm like, okay,
Mm,
that's the one I'm gonna get. And yeah, I
yeah,
I would pick this over licorice pizza. It was
sad.
not this was not a very good movie, but at least the zombie stuff was good.
Right.
And that's what I would watch this for. Is I just want to watch zombies going around and killing people and people killing zombies. Because I mean, there was one scene where the dude blew a zombie's head off with a shotgun at close range, and it was beautiful because it was just you saw him. The camera was in between him and the zombie, and he pulls the shotgun out, and he's like a foot from the zombie's head, and then the camera changes to behind the zombie, and you see poof,
Oh, that's cool.
and the zombie falls back with no head. I liked it. I was like, cool. So yeah, the special effects they basically focused all their efforts on the zombie stuff and the special effects and stuff, which was good. But
Yeah, because with the zombie movie, you don't want them looking
I
cheesy.
don't want them looking cheesy. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want them looking like, oh, well, that's kind of they just grade their skin up, or
Right.
or you can tell it's CGI because it's just kind of not
Yeah.
not quite there, and the blood doesn't look right, and yeah, I'm like, if you're gonna do it, don't CGI it. Do the spirit gum and the grossness because you can make it look like decay,
Yeah.
and it would be really good. All right, let's talk about Craft 4K.
Yeah.
So there's five factors that we look at for the Craft for the 4K transfer. First of all, the first thing is the HDR, so the picture quality. How would you rate that on a scale of 1 to 10?
Mm, that's, there's issues with like before I watched it, I didn't know there was issues with the disc.
Hmm.
Um, it's noticeable at the beginning, um, and I read where people noticed it throughout other places in the film. I didn't notice it too much. I mean, it didn't take away from the picture quality overall, and the colors pop in some spot. There's grain, of course, there's grain,
Yeah.
and I didn't mind it. HDR and it's good. Um, I would give it an 8.
Okay.
That's taking out the. I'm not counting the issues with the compression. I'm
Okay.
taking that out. I'm not gonna.
You're
Um,
not going to consider that as a factor.
no,
Okay.
uh-uh.
Okay. All right. So what'd you think of the audio? What'd you think of the sound of it
I had to
as
turn
a
it
total?
up. I had to turn it up in quite a few spots. Um, the the background stuff was louder than the dialogue
Oh,
for
say
me.
yeah.
Yeah,
I hate that. That
I
bugs
do
me. So
too.
that's gonna lower the speech score of it. But as a whole, just a total for the audio, what'd you think on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'd give it 8.
Okay,
Same.
nice. Okay, what did you think of the bass? Was there any
And
deep bass or um
I have to think. I'm sorry, I didn't. There were some moments, but nothing like Batman, Batmobile, and the
right?
Batman movie. Nothing like that. I'd give
Yeah.
it a 5.
Okay. And then the brightness of the film. Were there times that the 4K transfer looked too dark, or
No,
was
it
the
was
brightness
perfect.
pretty good? Good.
The brightness was
All
really good.
all right.
Like,
So
like there's some outside scenes where they're sitting in the grass, and I mean, it's a good picture.
nice. So 9, 10. What do you think?
I'd go 9.
Okay. And then the speech. That's where you have to turn it up to hear the
Yeah,
dialogue. Yeah, it
yeah.
seems like you had some problems with that. So what do you think on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'd go 6, 6,
Okay.
7. Yeah,
Okay, you give it a 72 for the 4K transfer.
yeah,
That seem about right?
yeah. I
So
just brought
it's
it right
good
on.
but not great.
Right.
Yeah. And Scream Factory, right?
Yeah, Screen Factory.
Yeah. Okay.
A nice slip.
Okay.
Slip.
Yeah, the slip looks good.
Yeah. I was hoping
Yeah.
it'd come like a slip box, like the
Like the slip
Halloween
case,
ones.
like what
Yeah.
the yeah, like Halloween did, or like American Werewolf
Hmm.
in London, or something like that.
Yeah.
That I got from Arrow. Yeah, I'd like to get something like that. But yeah,
Hmm.
but those Halloweens are Scream Factory, right?
Yep.
The
Yeah.
yeah, nice. All right.
I mean, I enjoyed the movie. It was. I'm glad I revisited it. Um,
Okay. What would
Now
you give the
this is
movie as a whole? What would you give the movie on
a 3.
on your
Oh,
on your star scale?
a 3.5.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad I revisited it. I'm glad I have it in the
Yeah.
collection because I did
Yeah.
haven't. I think I had it on DVD, and most of my DVDs are in storage. Um, but 27.99. That's the average value or average price for
Hmm.
Screen Factories. Maybe a little bit higher sometimes.
Yeah.
Um,
What'd you
if this
think?
was,
Do you think you overpaid?
I think so. 25, I'd have been happy with. 24.99.
Yeah.
I know it's $3, but with the disc quality, the disc issue, um, yeah, I would have. I wish I would have waited a little bit just to see if it went down. Because sometimes they drop down to 23.99,
Hmm.
22.99 every now and then. But you're not guaranteed that slip, and that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah. That's the thing. Cause yeah, I waited for that Kino Lorber Mad Max, the original,
hmm.
and then when I got it, I didn't get the slip.
Oh,
So
but that Beastmaster one you said you got.
I'm getting it this week. I should be getting it this week. That
I
Beastmaster
loved that movie when
one,
I was a kid.
yeah, Beastmaster and Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah.
I should be getting those this week. I tried to go on their website to see, to get those new releases so I can do pictures of them, but they've got the website closed because they're preparing for their halfway to Black Friday sale.
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
Have you? Is that your first time ordering from them?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
my
I
first order from them.
I want to get that Beastmaster, just because I
Yeah,
loved that when I was a kid. Man.
I
I
loved
really,
it when I was a kid too. I
yeah,
was a huge fan. I was like, um, but yeah, I was like, I ordered the Cloak and Dagger because I've always been a fan of Cloak and Dagger, and and then I was like, okay, I should get something else, so the shipping's free. See if there's anything else that I want to get.
yeah,
I saw the Beastmaster and I was like, cool, I'll get Beastmaster.
yeah,
That'll be worth it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting that. It said, yeah, I'll get it um, anywhere from today to the 30th. So
you know, that's not too bad.
there's no telling when that's coming, but I
Yeah,
should get it some point. I'm hoping to get it by Friday. All right, so Infinite or Licorice Pizza?
do Infinite.
All right, let's take a look at Infinite. So and did I show? Yeah, I showed the other picture of Wormwood, and I didn't have any pictures of the craft, but we all know that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a look at Infinite. And I I was onto it from the actors. I'm a fan of Mark Wahlberg. I love the other guy. Um, and I don't want to butcher his name because that would be sad. Um, but it's not a great movie.
No,
I'm just gonna
it
I'm
is
just gonna
not.
come out and say it. It's not a great movie, but I was entertained. I did like parts of it, but it it fails in a lot of respects. But there's some good stuff, and I gotta say the 4K transfer wasn't bad.
I was gonna wait for your score to ask.
I kind of enjoyed the 4K transfer, so yeah, I'm gonna score that part as well.
See, he
Okay,
was on originally on Paramount Plus when I watched
right, it
it.
was on Paramount Plus, but yeah, it was like, wait, the 4K is the same price as the Blu-ray when I was gonna buy it, so I was like, I'll just get the 4K. Then I
Right.
realized it's just the 4K. There's no Blu-ray, so it's just the 4K and the digital. But I'm okay with that. I've got a 4K player. I've got Vudu, so I can watch it a couple different ways. So let's take a look at the cast. I mean,
I forgot who was even in it.
you got Mark Wahlberg, you got the other guy, um, and then there's the girl that plays Roxy in the first two Kingsman movies,
I don't even remember.
and I like her. I was like, who is that? I know who that is, and I was like, oh yeah, that's Roxy. I remember. Okay, so let me type this in. Yeah, I wish I knew how to pronounce his name. He's a great actor. I like him. And Antoine Fuqua directs this,
Yeah,
and I'm a huge fan of his from the Magnificent Seven,
yeah.
even going back to the Musketeer and some other stuff. But yeah, I was really kind of expecting him to do a better job. When I watched the movie and then I found out that he directed it, I was like, really? I would have expected this to be a better movie with him
Yeah.
directing it. Um, so is that Sophie Cookson? Yeah, from the Kingsman movies. Okay. So Sophie Cookson is the other one that I recognize, but I recognized her from, by face, not by name. So Mark Wahlberg, the other guy, Sophie Cookson. I recognized Dylan O'Brien in the
Oh, I
beginning.
forgot. I
He
forgot he
didn't
was
have
in
much of a
that.
scene, but I recognized him. I
Oh,
recognized Jason Mantzoukas, but I only remember him as he was in The Good Place as Derek. I think his name was Derek in the series The Good Place with Ted Danson and
Kristen Bell.
Kristen Bell. So I remember him from there. Toby Jones is in it um, from Captain America fame, and I think that was it. Okay, so two, three, four. I'm gonna give Dylan O'Brien 1 point because he wasn't in very far in the movie. Five, seven, nine. So cast is a nine
The
for
highest score
me,
this movie's gonna get.
probably. Um, maybe special effects. I did like the special effects
Oh,
of the
that's true.
movie.
Yeah.
So I was pretty hyped up about that stuff. I thought that was pretty good. Anyway, so the acting. Yeah, okay. Um the acting does not live up to the cast.
No.
Absolutely not. And my biggest disappointment is with the guy, I
Wahlberg.
don't want to butcher his name.
Oh,
Um Chiwetel Ejiofor. I mean, Mark Wahlberg, I expect him to kind of phone in his jobs sometime. So, and he wasn't very
definitely
good.
did. Yeah.
Um but I expected that.
But sometimes, man,
Um
he puts on good performances.
Sometimes he does. I mean, the
Yeah.
fighter, I loved the fighter. I loved
Deep
um,
Water Horizon.
Deepwater Horizon. Italian Job. I I mean
And that a
they're
Boston
moving.
race movie
Yeah.
in the Boston. He was great in that
Um.
Boston Marathon movie.
Yeah. What was that? I keep thinking
I
that's
forget.
Patriot Day. Is that Patriot Day?
I think so.
I think that's
Maybe
Patriot
not.
Day.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
not.
don't remember.
I
But he
think he
was
was
great
in
in that.
Patriot Day and he was a cop, but I don't know if that was what it was about. But
I
anyway,
don't remember.
Sophie Cookson thought did a great job. I thought, but everyone else was really kind of an afterthought. Dylan O'Brien was an afterthought. He just had like the first scene of the movie, um, and he dies, and then gets reincarnated as Mark Wahlberg. I don't know how that happens, but
Yeah.
um, so yeah, cast is a 9. Acting, I'm gonna go 5
I
for
think
the
you're being
acting. But
generous.
I'm being generous because there were a couple people that I enjoyed their acting job in. But really, I think the biggest problem with this one was the script. I think the script was written in crayon. This was really poorly written.
Yeah.
um, they could have the. I love the concept, and if they'd have played this right, this could have been an epic movie. This could have been really good.
This movie reminds me of a movie studio that's about to lose the rights to something if they don't get this made.
Yeah,
That's what this movie felt like.
it
It
was
was like,
like
okay,
let's churn this out really quick,
yeah, so
and
we don't lose
yeah,
the rights.
so we don't lose the
That's what
rights
it felt
to it.
like to me.
Yeah, no, I get that. That makes total sense because I was like, oh, this is a cool idea.
Hmm.
What a great concept for a movie, and then it just was not executed well.
No.
Just didn't it didn't come together very well. Okay, so let's go to the plot, and I think this is going to be one of my highest scores. Um, so I'm going to read the box. Self medicated and on the brink of mental breakdown, Evan McCauley is haunted by memories of places he has never been and manifest skills he never learned. When a secret group that calls themselves Infinites comes to his rescue, they reveal that his memories are real, but they are from multiple past lives. Evan must work with the Infinites to unlock the answers in his memories that are the key to stopping a madman from destroying humanity. I read that, I'm on board. I,
I'm going to tell you,
I,
when you read, oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
It reminds me of a sci-fi channel movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm, but I'm down for that. I'm, I'm down for science fiction. I was kind of hooked and was like, ooh, past lives. He's remembering past lives and stuff. I thought that was really cool. I was kind of down for the concept. Um, and I blind bought it because I read this.
Oh,
Because
okay. Okay, I
I
can see.
read the plot. I read the plot. So I blind bought this because of this. So yeah, I'm giving the plot an 8, but the ending, um, so the story is going to be I think one of the worst things here. The ending did not go the way I wanted it to go. I did not get all my questions answered. I mean, yeah, super duper big fight, everybody gets shot. Um, you know, good guys win, I
Excuse me.
guess. Um, but I'm like, is the thing that I was bugging me. I was like, okay, so all this stuff happens and everybody dies. Don't they all get reincarnated? And it's all going to start over again?
Yes.
Is is isn't this gonna it isn't it not going to end? It's never going to end because they are going to be reincarnated. They're going to remember all their past lives and they're going to do this all over again. They're going to go after the egg, first to the egg. Um, they're gonna
Right?
they're gonna try to get all the keys and you know own the Ready Player One, own the Oasis. But
Yeah.
um, so yeah, I thought the ending was okay, but there's really no way that this movie is ever going to end. There's no closure.
No.
because they're just gonna reincarnate and they're gonna do it all over again. Now, if they do it and they write it better, I'll watch it. I'll watch a sequel to this. I'll watch a series. Give me a series of this where they keep reincarnating over time, and you get different
Yeah,
cast members each season. I'll be down for that. I'll watch
I'd
that.
watch that. I'd watch
I'd
that.
I'd watch that. Give me better story, better character development, build a little bit, give me some good stuff, and then have everybody die at the end and start it with a new, in a new time period with, yeah, go all the way back to 1700 and give me like a full-on series,
Yeah,
like Highlander, only everybody dies and comes back. But that's what it
yeah.
was. It was Highlander, only you die and you come back in another body
Yeah,
and
that's a
you
good way to
start
put
everything
it.
over again. So ending, I'm gonna go with a 6 because there was action. I did get some good stuff, but yeah, I did not get the closure that I wanted. Now the story, and like I said before, the story was written in crayon. There were holes you could drive a truck through, and they probably did drive a truck through it. Um, like he just he just makes a samurai sword and gives it to a dude, and then ends up taking the sword back and messing with the drug dealer anyway. Why is he even doing that? Well, it doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Nope,
um I mean, the first scene with the car chase and Dylan O'Brien and all that stuff happening, I loved that.
I do too.
I thought that was great.
I thought, oh, this is
And
going to be a great movie.
I
And
thought
then no.
this is gonna be awesome. Starting off with this great action and stuff going on, and look inside and things happen, and then all of a sudden it's Mark Wahlberg, and I'm going,
Mm,
okay, I don't understand what just happened, and you never get all the questions answered. I
no,
I came I came out of this movie going, what the heck did I just watch? I knew what it was about, but it didn't answer the questions. So the story, unfortunately, gets a 3 for me.
I would have to agree with that one. That's a good. That's an
Uh,
accurate number.
Thank you. um, Special effects, I like the special effects. It was definitely 4K worthy with the CGI that they had, stuff that they were doing. I loved. There was a scene in a house, and I wish I knew how to pronounce his name, but the other guy, the bad guy in the movie, he has these gloves on. He's doing all this crazy Minority Report stuff, and the CGI on that was really cool. I enjoyed that a lot. I enjoyed. Um, there was one scene in the beginning where Dylan O'Brien's racing in his Ferrari, and he puts his hand out the window, and you can see like some stuff going on with the CGI. I didn't know what it was. I didn't understand it, but I liked the look of it. It was like he was like doing something with his mind. I was like, oh, he's got mind powers. He's gonna make his car fly or something. No, that wasn't what that was. I don't know what that was, um, but I enjoyed the special effects, and I think I'm gonna give the special effects a 9.
I agree.
I I did, and that was my favorite part of the movie. The pace of the film, I thought there were a lot of slow, draggy spots. Again, because they really butchered the story, and it makes a lot of sense what you were saying. I think they were trying to rush it because they were about to lose the rights to it or something.
That's what it seemed like to me.
It
It
was
was just like,
really it was really thrown together. The whole movie was just kind of thrown together.
yeah,
So the pace of the film gets a 5. And then because it's a sci-fi movie, I'm looking at technology, and I did like the tech in the
yeah.
film. Um, there was the interesting thing where um, they had to drown him to give him his memories, and I'm not buying it, but I enjoyed it. I was like, oh, okay, you're not really you're not really being logical. Oh, life passed before your eyes when you die, so we're gonna kill him so he can get all his memories back. All right, we'll leave that one alone. But I did like the technology. I'm going to give the technology an 8.
Yeah,
Now, I couldn't classify this as a type of movie. So I went with time because it does deal with past lives and history and things like that. So, and this normally is geared for like time travel movies. And I guess in a way they are time traveling. So, so the references to time and history I did like, but they didn't explain anything. It was, oh yeah, you're this guy and you lived all these lives, and so you should be able to know how to do all this stuff. And like in the beginning when he's in the jail cell and the guy pulls out the items and he says, "Pick out the item that's yours." I liked that, but they didn't explain it.
yeah,
They didn't, and then it was like he kept putting stuff in his hand, and then with the Russian roulette crap, I don't see I don't see any need for that. But I thought that was really cool to where he pulled out items, and were those items for the same from the same person on multiple lives? Was it for different people
yeah.
on different lives? Didn't make any sense. And then when he grabbed the sling and he had the vision, I was like, okay, that was cool, but I didn't get an answer. I didn't understand. Um, and this is part of the reason why I really hated the story. But so for the time aspect with the history and stuff, I kind of like that. So I'm gonna give that a 7. And then the last thing is intensity, because you know time movies I like them to be thriller like. So where there's some kind of intense thing going on. And I got more intensity from Dylan O'Brien in the first scene than I did from anything else in the movie.
You're
Um,
right.
so
That
I
whole opening scene is a lie. It tricks you to think
yeah
this movie's gonna be
it
pretty cool.
yeah it tricks you into thinking, wow, this is
Yeah,
this is going to be great, and Dylan O'Brien's going to be awesome in this, and then he's gone. He doesn't come in the rest of the damn movie except as a dead body, and I was just like, you you ruined it. You killed it
right.
for me. I'm not I mean, I'm not any more of a Dylan O'Brien fan than I am Mark Wahlberg, but he did a great job in the beginning of the movie. That
Hmm.
whole scene in the beginning was awesome. That
Yeah.
gave me, yeah, this false sense of hope that this was going to come together and be really cool, like Jumper. This is what it reminded me of in the beginning. That first scene kind of reminded me of Jumper.
Hmm. Yeah. Oh, it's been forever since I've seen that.
And I was like, "Oh, cool." And that's kind of what I wanted out of it. I wanted it to be like, "Oh, past lives, and then there's these guys that are after him." I wanted it to kind of be like Jumper a little bit. Um, but yeah, it didn't. It really fell flat. After that first scene, it was just there were some good spots, but it was flat.
Yeah.
So the intensity was not quite there. It was there pretty good in the first movie. So gosh, I think I'm gonna be generous with it, but I'm gonna give it a 6. But I think that's a generous number.
Yeah. It is very generous.
It's a generous number. But I was like, I think I'm gonna give it a 6 because there were some scenes of intensity, and I was like, okay. Um, all right, so 14, 22, 31, 40, 53, 60, 66. 66 for Infinite.
Yeah.
And that was way lower than I wanted it to be. And I think it was higher than it should be. I'm I'm more thinking that it's closer to Wormwood at 60. But yeah, I'm gonna redo that. But yeah, no, I think I'm
No.
okay with it because the 4K transfer on it was really good. And let's go to that. Um, the picture quality was really good. I'm gonna give that a solid 9 because I really like the picture quality, particularly with the CGI graphics and stuff. The audio was an 8. The bass on it was pretty darn good. I'm going to give that a 7. The brightness, it was, I didn't have any trouble with the darkness of the movie, so I'm going to give that a 7. And I thought the speech was pretty good too. I never
Oh,
had to
super
turn
good.
it up, so I'm going to give that a 7.
Nice.
21, 30, 38. So 76 for the 4K transfer. That's not too shabby. That's better
No,
than
this
the
is
movie.
now. Does that 4K transfer make the movie better?
Yes, the 4K transfer makes the movie better. I didn't see the movie on Paramount Plus,
It wasn't
but
in
the
4K on
4 the
Paramount.
4K really enhanced the effects for me and made the
How's the
technology look better.
sharpness on it?
The sharpness is good. It's solid. Like I said, the picture quality is really sharp, especially that first scene with Dylan O'Brien. That first scene made the movie for me. And then
Okay,
after
now
that, I was bored.
was the
But
price you paid the value for the price you paid?
yeah, just barely. But I think so. I was entertained enough, and this is something that I would watch again. But I'd probably watch it again to butcher the story and stuff some more, but or make it some kind of drinking game. But I did. This would be something that I would put in my player to demonstrate my 4K system
Oh, it's a demo worthy.
to as like a demo. Yeah, I do it to demo my system, the sound, because it's got Dolby Atmos sound. I've got
Yeah.
good. It's got good surround sound with it. It's got really good picture quality. It's a solid 4K.
See, if I think I would pick it up if it was between 9.99 and $15.
Yeah, I
Probably Black
think
Friday, hopefully.
I think I paid 15.
Oh, it was that low for
Yeah,
4K?
for the 4K transfer. Maybe 17. I think it was 17.
Oh, I thought it was like 19.99 or 22.99.
No, it was
Just
just the 4K. I got it for 17.99.
oh, then that's a good price.
Yeah. That
And it
was
has a
why I
nice
was
slip
interested
too.
in getting the 4K over the Blu-ray because I was like, "Oh, it's the same price. I'll just get
Yeah,
the 4K."
it's got a nice slip on it.
Yeah, it's got a nice looking slip. And I
Yeah,
didn't realize the girl from Kingsman is in it, but I like her. I'm a fan of her. I just haven't seen anything but Kingsman, and then Wormwood's got a nice slip on it.
that
I,
that is a nice looking slip. I like the white
yeah,
background and
I
then
like the white, and then you got the car on the bottom, and you got the all that stuff.
is
Yeah,
it
I like.
embossed?
No, it's
Okay,
not.
it looked embossed for a minute.
It does look like it, but no, it's not. And I dig
That
the
licorice pizza
the slip
slip
for
is
Licorice
nice.
Pizza. It's nice,
Yeah.
and the cover art is reversible on the disc.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. All right, so let's take a look at Licorice Pizza. Oh, do I have a picture? Yeah. So this is a picture from Infinite.
Yeah. Which that does probably look good in 4K there.
Yeah, the 4K of that scene looked really neat when they're coming in on the plane. I I,
Yeah.
I dug that a lot, and I like the blend of the historical stuff and the futuristic stuff. I thought that was really neat. Like I said though, they just don't explain anything. It's just we're fighting and you're joining us and you're this guy and Mark Wahlberg's like, okay. like I'm gonna buy that. I'm just gonna wait a minute. You're telling me I'm this dude and I'm remembering past lives? Whoa. Hold the phone. You guys are crazy. Go home. I'm taking pills. You guys need to take pills. Um, so yeah. So anyway, licorice pizza.
Yeah.
Um,
I wanted to like them
I
too.
I
Really
wanted
like.
I wanted to really like this movie.
Yeah,
Um,
I did too.
but I didn't. I didn't. I didn't like it. I'm really. I mean, I I do. I like the cover art. I like
Yeah.
the slip
It's a
cover. I
beautiful
like the
looking slip.
poster. Um, it's a great slip. And like I said, and then there's a poster. I wouldn't really call this a poster, more like a postcard, but
Yeah.
So you get a little doodah in there. I thought that's neat. The art on the discs is the same as the slipcover.
Okay, I
I
want to
thought,
pause you there for a second.
yeah,
I love disc art on my.
yeah,
Um, I think disc art is very important.
yeah.
Um, Almost as important as a slip to me. You gotta
I
have great
I
disc art.
I love disc art,
Yeah,
and the disc art's good. So you got that's the cover art, and then that's the reverse.
I think I like the reverse better.
I like the reverse better. It's
Yeah,
simpler, and I think I'm gonna switch it around right now. But um,
yeah. I rented it on Voodoo when it was available for the first time you could rent it, and I
mhm.
was like, I mean, the cast was good, the acting was great.
Yeah,
It was
I was,
boring.
God, I was really looking forward to this, and I was
I was
like,
too.
and then yeah, it was just kind of, oh boy, it was so flat. So let's take a look. Let's talk about the cast.
I have to look
Um,
it up on IMDb real quick.
yeah, that's where I'm going right now. I
Um,
mean, I know some of the, I don't recognize the main stars. I know Cooper Hoffman is Philip Seymour Hoffman's son.
yeah.
I thought Alana Haim was related to Corey Haim, but he's not. She's not. So I don't know who she is, and I've never seen Cooper Hoffman. This is apparently his acting debut.
I mean, he was great in it.
Yeah, I thought the acting was phenomenal. But yeah, I didn't recognize either of those guys, and I know it's about them.
Yeah,
But so yeah, Sean Penn, Tom Waits. I recognize him, but not by name.
I recognize the
Um,
kid from Booksmart.
Bradley Cooper, I recognized.
Yeah. Outside of the two, the two main big guys, the
Yeah,
only other
I
person I recognized was the kid from Booksmart. That's it.
yeah, and the only other one I recognized was Tom Waits. So I'm at a six total for the cast. Because
Yeah,
I give one for the ensemble because it has a really good big cast
yeah,
of people. So I get an extra point for that. Um, what do you? I think that sounds like you're about the same.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'd give it a six.
Okay. The acting I thought was great.
It was, and
I
for so many unknowns
yeah
to be able to pull that off,
yeah.
I thought it was great.
Oh, I'm sorry. I recognize Maya Rudolph. Maya Rudolph was in that movie, but she didn't have much of a part. Okay, so yeah, I'm at a 10 for the acting. I thought the acting was really
Yeah,
good.
I'd give that a 10 too.
Yeah, especially for not knowing the cast. A lot of unknowns. Um, Cooper Hoffman's first movie. I thought he did a great
And the
job.
chemistry between him and that girl, I thought
Yeah,
was very believable. It
was
felt
very
real.
yeah very good, and yeah, that was a really interesting dynamic between the two of
Hmm.
them. Hmm, yeah. So let's take a look at the plot. There's not much of a plot on this. So it says Licorice Pizza is the timeless story of Alana Kane and Gary Valentine growing up, running around and falling in love in the San Fernando Valley, 1973. That's all it says. But it, it
No.
just as like an exhilarating reminder of what joy is like. And watching Licorice Pizza is like watching life with all the boring parts cut out, and like watching movies with all the phony parts cut out. I'm like, okay. I don't know what movie he
Right.
watched, but I don't think it was this one. Um, so yeah, it has a whole bunch of quotes, and it's like in um, National Board of Review 2021, it wins Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Breakthrough Performances.
I agree with the breakthrough performance. That's it.
I that's it.
Yeah,
I don't know what the director did, but yeah, I thought the two leads were amazing.
yeah,
So for sure, but for the plot, I mean, if I'd have read the plot before looking at everyone saying, "Oh yeah, that's the big one coming out. Everybody wants to get that one." That's the reason why I got it. I didn't get it for the I
yeah,
didn't read the plot. I was like, "Okay, that's the one." I pre-ordered that because that was the only one really I wanted that week. Um, I ended up getting the Wormwood and Infinite because I saw those coming out too, and I was like, okay, yeah, Infinite looks good. But Licorice Pizza was the only one that I knew was coming out that I pre-ordered. And but for the plot, I'm like,
no, not
not
just going
not
off about that box. No, not
no,
not in a
not
million years.
interested. Not interested. Maybe a four.
Mm-mm. Yeah,
Not.
I go. I
I'm
agree with that. I'd
yeah.
go with three. To be honest, for me,
Okay. All right. So we average it out to a four, but I'll put a three for you. Um. Okay. The ending. Did you make it to the ending, or did you,
I don't
I made it?
remember it.
I made it to the ending.
I don't remember it. I
um.
watched it a while ago. Honestly, this movie is just there's things that stick out of the movie, and the ending is not one of them.
No. Well, it was. Um. You know, they're they get into this big fight, and the girl goes through some stuff with the politician dude. The boy opens the pinball arcade, and he's going through some stuff, and they want to see each other, so they're running all around, and then they find each other. They fall down. Everybody laughs. He takes her to the arcade, and they kiss for the first time, and that was the end of the movie. They
Yeah,
kissed,
that
and they
sucks.
said hi, and I was like, really? I mean, and it was like the whole time he's 15, she's 25. She's like, I'm never gonna be with you. And
Yeah,
then after they kiss, they go running off again, and she says, "I love you, Gary Valentine." And then the credits roll, and I threw up in my mouth. But
but
it,
because didn't I don't remember. Is it he the one that gets mad because she is like seeing other people, or
they got jealous of each other
yeah, that's what.
through
Okay, I couldn't remember.
the whole freaking movie because they were like, she's like, "I'm only gonna be your friend," but
Yes.
she stayed with him. She hung out with him. She
Hmm.
chased him down when he got arrested.
Yeah.
And that was complete bull crap. I didn't understand that at all.
And then
But
doesn't she at one point he goes to her house or she goes to his house and then she flashes him, and I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
what was that about?
Well, because they he took her to his agent, and I think it's his agent.
Right.
Took her to his agent, and he said, "Whatever she asks, if you can do it, say yes to everything,
Right.
and that'll get you in." And blah blah blah. And then the agent said, "Are you willing to go topless for a role?" And she said yes.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then the
And then
boy got mad at her,
yes.
and he's like,
Yes.
you're willing to show your boobs to everyone else, but not to me."
Yes.
And then she's like, she knocks
Yeah,
on his
that's
door. She
right.
goes, "You want to see my boobs?" She goes over, boobs, and then ties him back up. And then is like, "Tell anyone about this, I'm gonna kill you." And then
Yeah.
she leaves. So that was the whole boob thing.
Yeah, I just thought it was weird.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that I, it was weird. I got the impression that she wasn't really 25.
Yeah.
That
You would
maybe
think that,
she was hiding something, that she wasn't 25.
but
But I
it's
mean,
never addressed.
but she could drive a friggin' truck
Yeah.
backwards down a hill with no gas in it, like any stunt person ever could do.
Right.
Um, so I mean, that was impressive. Her driving skills were immaculate. Um, but it was like, but yeah, every older guy was trying to get in her pants,
Yeah.
and he would get jealous. But she's like,
Yep.
"Look, dude, I'm not going to date you." And then he would find a girl his age and he'd start macking on her and she would get
She,
jealous.
yeah. Because she didn't used
And
to take him outside of the building and make out with him, and she caught him and got mad.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. She was well, they weren't outside making out, they were in somewhere else and she kind of peeked over and was like
Oh
looking
yeah,
at
that's
him.
right. Yeah.
And then they didn't actually show what they were doing, but then she like storms off
Yeah.
and then she makes out with this rando out in front of the place who was trying
Yeah.
to like flirt with her and then she goes running off. Um But, she's out to dinner with Sean Penn after she auditions for that one role. She's out to
Uh-huh.
dinner with Sean Penn, and then he's like, can you be Grace Kelly tonight? And then takes her out, and the boy is on a date, on a double date, and he sees her and he gets all jealous. And
Hmm.
I just, yeah, it was, I don't know, standard teenage crap, I guess. But yeah, I got the impression that she
I'm
wasn't
too old for
25.
that.
Yeah, I got the impression if she was 25, then she had no business messing with a 15-year-old, even as
Yeah.
big as he was. Um,
Yeah. But it's the
so,
70s.
so yeah, the ending of the story just kind of okay, great, I love you. I'm finally, they're finally together, and I was just like, yay.
Yeah.
So, um, I mean, I guess that's what the movie was about. So the ending did tie into what the movie was about, but they took a hell of a long time to get there.
They did.
And that was a long wait for that train, and it only went one stop. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go 6 for the ending. 'Cause then
I'd go
it did
4 because I didn't
you
remember it.
okay? So we'll average it out at
Uh,
5.
uh,
So you're at a 4, I'm at a 6.
uh.
I remember the only reason why I remember it is because I watched it maybe 4 hours ago. So
Oh,
um,
really?
yeah, I mean I literally just finished that movie. Well, no, maybe 6 hours ago.
See, I
Okay,
watched it when I'm sorry, go ahead.
so the story. I thought the story was good.
Hmm.
I'm not full marks on it, but I thought the story was good.
Yeah.
Um, so I think
I'd go
I'm gonna give
7.
the story. Okay, I was gonna go 8, so we'll put you down for a 7. I'm in an 8. Um, yeah, I guess it's supposed to be a comedy.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it. I almost want to score it as a drama, but I don't think it would get much. But I like the chemistry between the kids, so I'm gonna score it as a
Hmm.
comedy. But I didn't think it was very funny. I might give this a 4
I'd
for
agree with
for
that.
for
Or
for
a
for how
3.
funny it is. There were a couple things. I think the funniest part was the dude with the Japanese wife
Yeah.
and how he was talking to her. I recognize him from the Pitch Perfect movies, but he's like, let me ask my wife, and he's like, oh, what do you think of this? And
Hmm.
I'm like, dude, that's not Japanese. What the fuck
Mm.
are you doing? I thought that was
Yeah.
hilarious, but it was so racist.
It was.
So horrible. But I mean, yeah, it was early 70s, but it's just
Yeah.
like he has a Japanese wife, but he talks to her like a white man trying to imitate a Japanese man, and then she answers him in Japanese, and he's like, what'd she say? He's like, I don't know, I speak Japanese.
Yeah.
So that was funny, but that's all. That is the only real funny in the movie. There were um, like some chuckle
Can
moments,
you
and
hear
that
me?
was it. Yeah.
Hold on.
Did your headphones go out?
We're having technical problems.
Okay. Um, so the chemistry.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? I can hear you just fine.
Uh,
I'm silent.
I don't know what you're saying. Hold on. Let's see. I don't know what to do. Let me
Ah,
see.
um, let's see. Can you hear me? No. I was like,
Let me leave.
yeah, I was
Can
sign
I
out,
leave and come
and
back?
yeah,
Okay.
and it's gone. And we'll see if he comes back. There he is, and he's back.
Oh, hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear
I
me?
can hear you.
Okay.
My AirPods died, and I was like, "Oh crap!"
Yeah, that's what it sound. That's what it looked like. It looked like your AirPods died, and then I was like, it sounded like your it sounded like your headphones went out, and then you were like, "Can you hear me?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can hear you just fine," but you couldn't hear me.
Yeah, I couldn't hear
Okay,
you.
so we're talking about the chemistry, and I really thought the chemistry between the two leads was great.
Yes, I agree.
Um, in a lot of ways, I liked how all the subordinates kind of blended in with that. Um, so yeah, I'm solid on the chemistry, probably an 8, I
Yeah,
think.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, and then the script, I thought the script was really good,
Nope.
well written, goes well with the acting and the story. So I'm gonna give the script a 9.
I'd, I'd agree with that too.
Yeah. Now it's supposed to be a romance movie, so how would you rate the? There's two things that I go for with a romantic comedy or a romance drama, and the first thing is the actual romance or the love interest between the two mains, and then the other thing is the turn, because there's always a turn where at first they're not together or something happens and it splits them apart, and then they come back at the end, and that's like the huge turn. So we score that. So what did you think about the romance itself between the boy and the
I
adult
don't think
woman
there
who
was
shouldn't
any.
be? I don't think there wasn't until like the very end, and then it
Yeah,
was like, but I mean, I think they loved each other all the way through. He professed his love like right at the beginning,
yeah.
and she was like, "No, you're a kid."
Mm-hmm.
But the only reason why she would have stuck with him through that whole thing was because she loved him too.
Yeah,
She was just trying to get out of her own head and
yeah.
realize, 15 will get me 20 because that's statutory rape.
Right?
um, so yeah, I think I'm at a 5 because it was
I
just
would.
kind of
Yeah,
it was kind of meh and until the very end, and then it was just a like one kiss, and that was it, and it was done.
yeah.
So there wasn't really a whole lot of romance or anything really. You knew that he loved her, but then he was still like going and trying to see other people. And then there was that the waitress that said that he
Mm-hmm.
always requested Handy J's. Um, so I don't know. I don't know. It seemed like he was kind of a goober,
So he did.
but
Yeah,
but he played the role really well. I thought Cooper
he
Hoffman did a
did.
great job.
He
He did
was
an amazing
great.
job. Okay, so and then that brings us to the turn. So this basically like they're not together, they're not together, and then all of a sudden something happens, kind of like a twist at the end, where all of a sudden they come together. And it did happen at the end, but it was
It fell
like
flat.
it fell flat. It was like it was like looking at the picture on the Denny's menu and then you actually get the food.
It's
And you're
perfect.
and you're like, that didn't look at all like it did in the picture.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
So it's just like, okay, yeah, I ate, but it
Yeah,
didn't fill me up. I didn't enjoy it. I'm just, I don't need to eat for another 4 hours or so. So, so yeah, a 4,
yeah.
I think. I didn't appreciate the whole love story at all. Thinking that this is a romantic comedy that did not did not track for me.
No, I enjoyed
Eh,
his businesses better than I did the.
yeah, I enjoyed his. He got a pretty good business sense. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna sell these water beds," and then
Yeah.
but then the oil crisis, and she's like, "Dude, you know these are vinyl, right? these we're not gonna be selling any more water beds. It's not gonna happen anytime soon." I thought that was really cool. Um, so yeah, like I said, there were parts I really liked, but as a whole, I was really bored with the movie. I wasn't happy with it. So IMDb gave this an average of 7.3, which I'm like, that's really good, but I don't think we're there.
No.
So so both of us together, 33, 37, 45, 54, 59, 63.
I scored lower than the zombie movie.
It scored. No, it didn't score lower than the zombie movie, but it
Oh, it
scored
was
lower than
Infinite.
Infinite.
Yeah,
Like I
that's
said, I liked Infinite better.
mm, you did say
um,
that.
I did say I liked Infinite better than Licorice Pizza. I thought for sure that Licorice Pizza would get a better score, but because we're considering it a romantic comedy, and that's where it failed.
Yeah,
It didn't work as a romantic comedy. If I'd have
no.
called this maybe a drama, um, with
But like you said,
comedic
it wouldn't score
undertones,
high, really.
it wouldn't score I either way because
Yeah,
I wasn't interested in the story. I wasn't interested in the movie, and the script would be good. The cinematography would be good. I think
yeah. It
that
was
would
visually a great looking movie.
visually it was really neat.
Yeah,
Gave me like a Once Upon a Time in Hollywood vibe.
yeah.
Was how it kind of reminded
Even
me.
a Dazed and Confused. It was.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think
Um,
the same director,
as Dazed and
Paul Thomas
Confused.
Anderson. Who did Dazed and Confused?
Yeah. Paul Thomas Anderson did this one.
Yeah, but who did Dazed and Confused?
I'm I'm gonna check that
I
right
thought
now.
it was Paul Thomas, but it's not. I don't think it is. It had a lot of that vibe for me too. Or for me.
Uh, Richard Linkletter
Oh,
did
okay. He's the
Dazed
one
and
that made
Confused.
Slacker. Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I get those two confused all the time.
Yeah, I am not. He did. Paul Thomas Anderson did Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah.
That one I remember.
Did he do? He didn't do Belfast. He did.
He
Um,
did.
he did a recent one besides this one, didn't he?
Yeah, Licorice Pizza. A lot of video shorts. Phantom Thread. A lot of what I don't know what these things that are called. I think these music videos. So
Yeah.
is the Haim family like a musical family? That's interesting. Um,
He did. I thought he did something recently. Um, before Licorice Pizza. I might be just wrong. I might be thinking of somebody else.
yeah, I've got like a short movie. Um, but yeah, I'm seeing a lot of music videos,
I'm thinking of somebody else. I'm
and
sorry.
then documentary, Inherent Vice.
No, that's
He
not him.
directed. There Will Be Blood. He directed.
Yeah. I'm wrong. I'm sorry.
Magnolia, Boogie Nights. So yeah, we're going back to
Early
those ones.
2000s.
But yeah, Punch Drunk Love. That's the one I remember.
Yeah.
Um, or maybe he didn't direct that, but he directed the short stuff. Yeah, he directed Punch Drunk Love. I thought that was him. Okay, so yeah,
So we know the answer. The price you paid, not worth.
no, not worth it. I I shouldn't have bought this at all.
It
I
was like
just
$22.99 on
it
Amazon.
was it was 22.99. I shouldn't have bought it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even buy this at a lower price. This is not.
Yeah.
I'm it'll go on my shelf, but I'll probably never watch it again unless someone goes, "Hey, I want to watch Licorice Pizza," and I'll be like,
How many
"Okay,
people are going to say that?
yeah." How many people are going to say that? Um, and, oh, hey, you got Licorice Pizza? Sure. I'll put that in for you, and I'm gonna go outside and
Yeah,
do something else. So yeah, um, yeah, Joker wins by a landslide.
yeah,
So yeah, the Wormwood is the lowest score, but not by much. Licorice Pizza. So Wormwood gets a 60. Licorice Pizza a 63. Um, and I think you were actually lower than that, going by your scores. So okay, so one, two, three. So you're actually at a 60. So your score was at a 60, and my score was actually a 64. Because like the plot you gave a 3, I gave a 4. The ending you gave a 4, I gave a 6, and the story you gave a 7, I gave an 8.
yeah,
So yeah, you're at a 60, I'm at a 64, but our together we gave it a 63, and I'm actually okay with that score.
yeah. That's a good score.
Yeah, it's accurate for what it was.
Again, I like how you come up with the stuff that goes into scoring a movie. I
Yeah,
really dig that.
thanks. That's yeah, it took a long time. It started out where I was like I did like 15 things and did an average of all that, and I'm like, no, I need to cut that down. Because I was trying to do like the same 15 for all movies, and that didn't work. I was like, but because there are things that I want in an action movie that I don't care about in a drama, or that I don't care about in a sci-fi movie, or something like that. So yeah, I 5 things that I wanted in all movies, and then 5 that I want from the type of movie that it is. And yeah, I like how it works out. I like how it scores. It you tend not to be that biased about it, because I mean, by the score, you would think I liked the movie more than I did.
Yeah,
By giving it a 63, I would watch Wormwood before I would watch Licorice Pizza for sure.
I haven't
And that
seen one more, but I think I would watch that again for the first time before I Licorice Pizza.
let's check out Wormwood. Yeah, I don't know, but Joker 91, great
Yeah,
movie. I absolutely loved it. A real heart-wrenching story. I really felt for the guy, but it really explained a lot as an origin story. So, I hear a train.
oh yeah, but other by the train tracks.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't. No train here. There's my driveway is part of the old Pioneer wagon trail, but that's
Oh,
about it.
nice.
So yeah, I actually found a wagon wheel on the property
Oh, did
here.
you really?
Yeah, so
That's
it's
so
pretty
cool.
cool. Yeah, it was kind of cool. Because there's a ravine, so it kind of goes off into a ravine off the back of the house here. And I was down there clearing some stuff, and I found this old wagon wheel just in the ground, and I was like, "Oh, cool!" Brought it up, and now it's in my garden. So
That's so cool.
that's pretty neat. All right, so let's take a look at the new releases that came out today, and then let's see if we ordered any of them or what we're excited to see. Here we go. Um, so did you order any of those?
I ordered X, and then the box limited edition Wild Things.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that
didn't
was it.
put. That was it. So, well, and Batman, you got Batman, right?
No, not yet.
You didn't order Batman?
Um, okay, I was probably going to go into sometime. I will talk about it now.
Yeah.
That for new wide release films, I'm not going to jump on them day one unless the slip's like super cool. I'll probably wait for a little bit of a price drop because they're going to be available for a while. You know how much they make those discs.
Yeah.
So I'm not in a hurry to get it. I'm not. I mean, I want it. Don't get me wrong. I want it, but I would rather spend my money on stuff that I don't know how to say it, put it in the right words. The non-mainstream movies. If I want to spend my money, I want it to be on something that I haven't seen
Okay.
or it's not, easily available to stream somewhere.
Okay.
Stuff like that. Well, sorry, I might derail us here for a minute. Back in October, when um, I got COVID and I got sick. But I mean, not like I'm gonna die sick, but I got pretty sick.
Yeah.
It was back when October had a crazy release of movies last
Hmm.
year. Great stuff, and of course, I couldn't work. Didn't have money coming in, and I was bummed. I mean, I was like upset, like um, angry that I couldn't get these movies because I didn't have no money. I had to pay what money I had. I had to pay for bills.
Right.
And then it was an eye-opening experience. It was like, you know what? I don't need those mainstream releases because they're always going to be available.
Yeah.
Whether it's slip, whether without a slip, I could still get those movies. So I started focusing on getting just something I really wanted in my collection. You know, so that's what I've been doing a lot lately is just getting like the A24 films,
Okay.
the shot fact with the arrows and stuff like that.
Okay. That's cool.
I mean, I
Yeah.
still buy main new releases on release day, but not like, excuse me, the last main. I think the last mainstream movie I bought was No Way Home. Spider-Man
Yeah.
No Way Home because I wanted that Walmart slip.
Yeah. I ended up getting the Walmart slip too, but I had ordered the Steelbook from Best Buy and they canceled it on me. And then they had it available again and I ordered it a second time and before I went to my cart to check out, it was no longer available.
Oh,
So I lost my chance. And because of that, I pre-order the ones that I want for Steelbook, I pre-order them as
mm-hmm,
early as I can. As soon as I see them, I order them. So I pre-ordered Batman really quick because I want that Steelbook, and I
right.
pre-ordered Edge of Tomorrow
Me
and
too.
Event Horizon
Me too.
and
I
the Bourne franchise. They're doing a
already
4K
have that
set.
one.
I ordered that. Raiders
What
of the
about
Lost
Everywhere?
Ark. Huh?
You got okay. I'm gonna rewind.
Yeah.
But you got me to because I remember you talking about the Indiana Jones
Yeah.
4Ks again coming out.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna do it. I pre-ordered them, and I don't buy steelbooks anymore.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm gonna get these ones.
Yeah. Me too. I can't. I haven't done Last Crusade yet, but I will
It
pre-order
hasn't
that
came
too.
out yet, I don't think.
I think it's getting ready. They haven't released it yet, but I think they're getting ready for pre-order.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The
Um,
pre-order hadn't been.
yeah. Um, but yeah. What else? And there's a few. I've got a few coming up in June and
What about
July.
Fire in the Sky? Did you pre-order that?
I did not pre-order that. I didn't even know that was available.
Yeah, Shop Factory is releasing um, Fire in the Sky. They're doing an all-new scan of it too.
Yeah. No, I'm
That's
I'm
one of
down
my
for
favorite
that one.
anime movies.
I love that movie. That's a great
Yeah.
movie. Um, so yeah, I'll probably pre-order that one. Um, but
Here's a movie I want to recommend: Everywhere, Everything, All at Once. I
oh heck
pre-ordered
yeah,
that uh, um, that that's my movie of the year so far,
Hmm.
and I don't think it's available on Amazon anymore. Because people were talking about it online. I said I ordered mine as soon as I saw it was pre-order was out.
Yeah, I didn't even know pre-order was out, so I got
Yeah,
to see if I can.
yeah. Look for
I
because
gotta,
I didn't see it when I was other people talking about it.
okay, I got to see if I can find it. But yeah, that's really close. I mean, that's definitely my surprise of the year.
Yeah, so
Um,
far,
um,
that is my number one movie.
I think I gave Doctor Strange and No Way Home a higher score. This is for the physical release, for the physical media release of those two, because when Doctor Strange comes out, it'll be before the end of this year. So,
Yeah,
but that's right there. I gave everything ever there, everywhere, all at once in '89, and Doctor Strange got a 90, Spider-Man got a 92. So they're like right there. But yeah, that's definitely one of my favorites of the year,
so I loved
bar
everywhere.
none. Biggest surprise. I love Michelle
Yes,
Yeoh.
I didn't think I was gonna love it as much as I did.
Yeah, I knew I want because I'm a huge Michelle Yeoh fan.
Right,
Um,
I remember you saying that.
so I went to the theater to see it, and I was like, that was awesome.
It
that was
was. I
that was
think it
so
comes to
good.
Voodoo on June 7th. I think I'll
Okay.
probably buy that before the
Hmm.
it just comes out because I just want to watch it again. I want to have that and so I can just watch it. Have you seen the Northman yet?
I have not seen Northman yet, but I have already
Really good.
pre-ordered the 4K.
Yeah, I haven't pre-ordered
So
that yet.
yeah, I've already pre-ordered that one. Um, but yeah, my wife didn't want to see it in the theater, so I was like, okay. So yeah, the 4K is coming out July 5th. It's 42.99
Which one?
of Everything Everywhere All at Once,
Oh, okay.
and the Blu-ray is 39.99.
And that'll drop.
But it is available on Amazon.
Oh, okay, because I couldn't find it a while back when they were talking
It
about it
took it
online.
took me a couple of shots to get it.
Um, I think my prices right now is at $33 for the 4K
Yeah,
when I pre-ordered it.
yeah. This is neat. But yeah, July 5th is when it comes out. So yeah, I definitely want that one.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I have with Sandra Oh pre-ordered. I have X. Um, there's one called Burning Sea, which is a Norwegian film, and that is the third in the trilogy of The Wave and The Quake. So there's The Wave, The Quake, and The Burning Sea.
Yeah.
And I really like the first two movies. I got them both. So
Are they subtitled or
you can watch them subtitled or dubbed. You have
I
your
gotta watch
choice.
a sub?
Yeah. I do both. I generally watch it dubbed first so that I get an idea of what it's about, and then I watch it subbed so that I can get a feel for the actors.
You see, I can't watch dubbed because you can't. It doesn't feel like
Well, well, yeah,
you
it's just so I can get to know the
right.
movie itself. Yeah, because
I
yeah, I
can't.
don't I don't get a feel for the acting, for the intensity of the movie, the whole thing, because people are just reading it. And yeah, I totally agree with you. I don't get the same feel,
I think I'm
which
gonna
is
pre-order Drive My Car. I really like that one too.
that's supposed to be really good. I haven't had a chance to see that,
Yeah, it was on
but
HBO Max,
it's supposed
and
to be really good.
I
I
really
don't
liked it.
I don't have HBO Max. I have an account, but I haven't activated it. So I need to check that out.
It's long. It's 3 hours.
Let's see. So
Oh, I was gonna tell you
pre-order the
too while you're doing that.
Blu-ray. Uh-huh.
Um, Amazon has some pretty good deals on some 4Ks if you don't. A handful of 4Ks for $12.99, $15.
Okay.
Um, I picked up Old. Hope it comes with the slip, but it's
Yeah.
Amazon, so you never know.
I've got
And
old
then,
on Blu-ray, but
um,
it's good. I enjoyed it.
yeah, I seen it in theaters.
Yeah.
And then the original Red Heat with Arnold Schwarzenegger and
Oh, I'd love
Belushi.
to get that on 4K.
It's 12.99 or yeah, twelve ninety
Yeah.
nine.
Yeah. I've had my eye on Air Force One. Um,
That's a
a-
great transfer.
yeah, Alex from Geeks and Flicks recommended that to me yesterday. So I've got my eye on that. But that's like 17 right now. So I'm
I
kind of
think I
waiting for
got mine
that.
for $10.
Yeah, I think I'm waiting for that to drop.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's like 8 something used, but it's $4 shipping, so it's gonna
See, I
be
got mine on an Amazon deal sale.
yeah.
It was like $9. No, it was $10.
Yeah, so the Blu-ray I got to get everything everywhere all at once on 4K, but they have the Blu-ray and the DVD
Let me
available
see how much I
on
paid for mine. Because I don't want to tell you the wrong price. Because they always go down.
yeah.
Let me
But
pull
yeah,
it up
I
here.
pre-ordered the Northman for $30, 29.99 on 4K.
I also have Father Stew pre-ordered. Oh, I got the Arrow of True Romance pre-ordered.
Cool.
Fire in the
That's
Sky.
expensive, right? That was like
They usually drop.
42. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
they're
gonna I'm gonna
usually
wait for
like
that.
my Wild Things drop to $30
Yeah.
because it started off at 50.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for that, but
Um, let me see how much did I pay for that. Hold on, view my order. I'm sorry, I'm taking a little bit.
it's okay.
Yeah, it was. Oh, I'm sorry, it was $35 for the 4K.
Okay. Yeah, it's 42.99 now on Amazon.
Yeah. Um,
So that's I'm still
oh, then
getting
I
it.
pre-ordered Friday the 13th. I don't know how many times I'm going to buy that movie.
Yeah,
4K.
I ordered the Friday the 13th Part 3. I ordered the steelbook of that.
Do you
That's
have
coming Friday.
um, the Screen Factory box set?
I don't
Oh man, you have to get that. That's a nice box set.
check that out.
Yeah, yeah. Because I got the first three, then black steel books, then I
Hmm.
got the box set, and then now I ordered the 4K.
Yeah. There's a box set that I want from I think it's Scream Factory. It's the Record box set.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That's one I've got my eye on. I want
I
that.
need to hunt down VHS two because you got me hooked on VHS one, and now I need to find time to watch VHS two.
Yeah. And then VHS Viral is the third one. That one's not as good, but it's still found footage is still kind of and still enjoyable. I
And
enjoy
there's
them.
four of them, right?
There's 4 of them.
Yeah.
94 is the most recent one. That's
Okay.
the one that I recently reviewed. Okay, so I have an unboxing to do.
Yeah.
This is something from Best Buy, and I honestly don't know what it is, but I'm hoping that it's Batman,
Well,
and
if
I'm
it's a
hoping,
steelbook, I'm glad to see it in a box.
yeah, it's Batman.
Awesome. Nice. I like that.
Good condition too.
No spine slashes.
Yep, no dents, no spine slashes, no glue coming up.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm happy. Oh yeah, I'm excited. So yeah, it told me I was gonna get that today, but yeah, I think I got that Saturday while I was on vacation. I ended up
That's good. Hey, man.
getting that getting that on. I grabbed that Sunday when I got home, and my daughter's like, "Hey, you got something in the mail?" And I'm like, "Oh, cool." And I'm like, "Is that Batman? I hope it's Batman."
See, I don't think I could have waited to open it that long.
No, I got I I normally wait till I get all my movies for the week, and then I do one big unboxing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I was kind of hoping this was Batman, so I'm gonna open it today, and then the rest of the movies I'm gonna open up on Friday when I get everything else. But that's it, bro. That's the show. What'd you think?
Yeah, it was fun. Again,
It
always,
was.
man.
Oh man,
I'm
this
looking
is a
forward to
blast.
doing that thing too.
Yeah, I think we do that too. And I'm thinking I don't know if maybe we don't do this every week, but maybe we do that monthly thing because I think that would be cool. and then
Yeah.
I go back to doing the other show because, but yeah, let's tune in. So we'll, and it's exactly a week to the end of the month. So
Yeah.
the 31st is next Tuesday.
Yeah.
So let's do next Tuesday, 8 p.m. your time, 6 p.m. my time.
Yeah.
We'll do our end of month special. We'll do our take two where we'll talk about all the movies that we bought, what's good, what's not, and then we'll recommend two from each of our stacks um, to
Yeah.
each other and to our viewing audience.
Yeah. Sounds
And
great. I'm
I don't know if
excited.
you want to do any scoring or anything like that, but
That I'm game for whatever you want to do.
okay, me too, all of it.
Yeah. Like that was
So
the message. Just do it all.
yeah, let's do it all. But yeah, but definitely if we've already scored something that we want to recommend, we can just talk about the score.
Yeah.
But if there's something new that we want to recommend that we bought over the month or that we watched on streaming,
Yeah.
then we can score it, and we'll score those too. I think that'd be cool. So like we're recommending this. Here's the score that we give,
Yeah.
and um, but yeah, I know, but I'm not gonna recommend this because everybody knows whether they're gonna want this movie or not.
Yeah.
Everybody knows. So what? Yeah. So what I'm gonna recommend next week is gonna be something that probably you guys haven't seen or that you
I
guys don't
think
know about.
I know one of them's gonna be probably be a streaming movie that I recommend. One of them. If I don't, something changes between now and Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, might be streaming. I doubt. I think I'm gonna have. I think both of mine are gonna be physical, but probably that you could get it on streaming too. Because I'm definitely more for the physical copies, but
Well, I am. Yeah.
when I
Me
when
too.
I
But
when I get the chance though, if I'm like, you know what, I can watch it on streaming. Like if I see it on Netflix or, I mean, there's some stuff on Netflix that I really want to come out in physical, but no sign
yeah.
of them, and that's disappointing. But I would love to just, yeah, I'd love to pick your brain about what you got over the month. We'll and we'll
Yeah.
we'll
That'd be
score a
fun.
couple of movies. We'll do some recommendations. I think it'll be fun. I'm excited.
Yeah. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
I think
I
that's
think
it,
that's
right?
it. We will,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll end it. I'll throw the intro on again, and then we'll close out. Um, so one more time, it's 4K Lowdown. Definitely check us out. Like, subscribe on YouTube. Check me out on Instagram at the dot lowdown 2. On Twitter and Facebook, it's at the lowdown 1. And on Letterboxd, it's 4K Lowdown. And Turner fan, check him out on YouTube and Instagram. Go ahead and give us your handles again.
Turner Fan 77 at both. Just simple. Like I said, most of the movies. That's all I do.
Awesome. Yeah, I do mostly movies too. But yeah, tune in tomorrow. I'm going to be on the 4K Lowdown with John, my partner in Colorado. We're going to talk about our last 5 favorite animated movies, and we're going to rank them from 10 to 1. On Saturday, I will be hosting Spirits with Spirits. It's going to be my birthday episode, so we're going to talk about the 5 most dangerous haunted places in the United States and scoring those. So that'll be fun. And then next Tuesday, Turner fan and I will be back for our end of month take two spectacular. So
That'll be
stay
fun,
tuned for
man.
the. It's going to be great. All right, I'm David. That's Turner fan. We're signing off. Take care, everybody. Peace.
See you guys.